on.
Hello, welcome back to our second session of our Eberron Friday night game. This is the starter campaign from Eberron Rising from the last war book. So I told you to start being loud, didn't I?
Being attacked by a budgie.
So I would hold this up, but the background screen that I've got keeps hiding it. So it's the Eberron Rising from the last war start and adventure. It's called Forgotten Relics, and this version we're playing is the one from the Pilgrim Gold Edition box. So we do have some handouts, and I have just sent through on our WhatsApp group one of the handouts that's applicable to the next part of the thank you, Jeff. The next part of the adventure that we'll be playing. So let's see who remembers what we did last time. So
not a chance. I had too much beer.
So I'll pick somebody at random then. So Dave, who is in the top left-hand square?
And I better say that by putting the mic back on. So the left-hand top square is Raddick. Professional unit, this, you know.
Is that my call then? Okay,
that's your call.
Okay, well,
tell us what we did last time.
If I missed anything, guys, feel free to jump in. As the only and key dwarf of the team, now we were all summoned to, what was it, Glendor Hall, wasn't it? Which is like a middle tier area of this triple tier city. We were summoned by, refer to my notes, summoned by Sergeant Vilroy. Turns out we went to look for, was it Cole? Who I believe owed her a life debt or something. Am I wrong with that? I think that's about it. I'm going to run with that anyway. Met a few people there. Anvil Ingot in a rundown pub. The Warforged.
Oh, Warforged.
Yes, the one Warforged. Cogs
coming
Carnival.
Back to me now.
Yeah. Oh, and so's that feeling again. No, Cogs Carnival. I personally made a friend, Anvil. I'm going to refer to him as a friend, but it was just a pissed off giant that lost the game to me. You know, what can you say? I fell over a few crates in a chase. As our good friend, I was going to use the friend Cole, ran away from us. I don't know why, because we were a loaded bunch of people. Bit of fighting went on. Did you have a death, or was it a near-death experience?
I can't remember.
She almost died.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Because they were saved by didn't Dave or someone cast a spell or heal him, heal her. There you go. Since then we went back and we went to Mythal Tower to see a bloke called Aldon Dalorian. I remember that kind of name because you're not the DeLorean. And his son's been kidnapped. He's not overly looking for our help because I believe he's scared out of his wits. But Dave's got schizophrenia and he hears things, or Kingsman hears things. It looks like we are now off to a place called the one that I missed because my kids did stuff and I had to leave. But the Darsk, is that right? The Darsk? Mm-hmm. And my note here is potentially kidnapped child, and my other note says fear of murder. So that's what I got from that 5-minute stint from getting back to the computer. Did I win? Did I win something?
No, you didn't win anything, but you did do pretty well.
Thank you. So no sort of insta-death.
No. So the last bit that we did when we finished last week was you went to the lift. Just next to the Unicorn Estate, or just a couple of blocks down from the Unicorn Estate.
Medusa Lift.
The Medusa Lift, that's correct. So they were to take you down to the excavation that the Darsk, they were trying to find some sort of weapon, he was told by Alden. And in order to get Alden to help the Darsk, who are a criminal organisation in Sharm, they kidnapped his son, and that's what you were saying. Alden was fearful that Caden, that's his son, would come to some harm if he took some action, which is why he didn't want you involved. And it was his associate Vishtai, who spoke inside Kingsman's mind and explained about the lift, and that lift would take you down to the excavation site. So that's where you headed off. When you got there was a sign on the lift that said out of order. So you tried, hopefully, by pressing the call button, and the doors opened. And that was where we left it.
Right.
So I've just sent you all the photograph of the inside of the lift. And I'll try and show it here now. You can just see that photograph there is the same one that I've sent you. So it's sort of a fairly plain interior lift, apart from this mural that's on the back wall of the two unicorns framing a Medusa head. So, what do you wish to do?
Okay, let's well, go on then.
Wildlife ones.
So I was just going to say, is there any buttons in the lift?
There are buttons in the lift, yes.
And are they marked?
Yep, there's an up and a down button.
And we
Are they
want to
on
go
the
down.
wall or on the mural?
They're on the opposite wall to the mural. So the mural is on the back wall, and the buttons are on the front wall of the lift as you enter.
Well, I'm thinking you want to go down, right? Because was this lift attached to the Mythal Tower? Because if so, we're already at the top, right?
You're at the top, yes, and it's obvious that the lift is at the top of its journey because the exterior of it finishes, just it houses some sort of device or whatever that keeps it mobile. But other than that, it doesn't go anywhere further up. So the only place to go is down.
Okay. Well,
I would like to investigate the mural, looking for any secret buttons, if there's any secret buttons on it.
Yep.
So I'm going to roll
stand-
an investigation check.
Okay,
I'll
roll
stand in
for me,
between
please.
the doors to make sure they don't shut.
Yep.
That is a 21.
You find a small concealed panel that you think you might be able to pry open, and it's in the face of the Medusa, so sort of the rim around the eyes and the main part of the face would seem
there's
to lever it down.
Yeah, I can see there's like a pattern on the forehead. Is that where it is?
Yes.
I point it out to the guys, and I thought, looks like there's a secret panel in the back of this lift in the mural. Anyone want to have a go at jamming it open?
Radek, I'll hold the doors. You want to give it a shove?
I'll give it a go.
Okay, what are you going to use?
I'm probably going to use one of my daggeroo.
Okay, that's fine. Roll a strength
Hold on,
check for me
just
then,
before
please.
you do that.
Yeah.
It's not worth giving it a push, is it? Just in case it's a push, click, and it comes out. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
We just try some obvious stuff like I'll push it, see if it comes out, or see if it wiggles from side to side, or
Or
anything.
start jabbing it with a knife. That's
Okay, because you did roll quite well on your investigation check. I'm not going to make you roll again, but with a bit of trial and error, you find if you push both sides of the panel simultaneously, then yes, it does recess and then springs forward, and it sort of comes forward in a nice oiled motion, nice oiled hinges. So that's obviously well maintained and intended to be a maintenance panel. So within the panel, there's wiring. So there's cables running off here, there, and everywhere. But two of the main cables, the thickest cables, run into a crystal. So a piece of crystal there sat within the internals of the panel. You can see that one wire is neatly soldered into the base. So this one hasn't got it, but if there's a metal base on it, one wire on one side is neatly soldered in, and the other one is frayed and damaged.
Oh, interesting. Do we have any skills among us that could maybe temporarily jerry-rig it back to being normal?
What skills do you have? What tool proficiencies do you have?
Oh,
Well,
that's a good question.
I'm a blacksmith by trade. Do I have any kind of well, it's metal, right? That's kind of all I'm kind of linking in here.
It is metal. It's probably a bit on the chunky side.
Okay. But I've got blacksmith tools. I'm trying to say.
I don't have anything apart from everything I'm carrying, which is a big sword.
Yeah, and being a boffin, I don't have any tools of any kind.
Don't have any tools either, sorry.
Okay, so you can see that the wire, you reckon it probably just does push back into the hole that it's come out of.
Right.
You may not need to make a repair. You might just need to wiggle it back into the right position
And maybe hold it in place or something. Yeah, all right. Then I'll give it the delicate touch.
Can you make a dexterity check for me then, please?
I can, if I can remember what screen that's on.
Those silky wizard hands.
Silky.
Not in a day. Not in a working day in your
Just a
life.
general dexterity roll, Steve. Sorry.
Yes, it is. Yeah. So
Yeah,
just add your dexterity bonus.
No worries. That is a 17 total.
Okay, that's good enough. So you will spend a few minutes wiggling it until you feel it. You feel like the recess that the wire is supposed to sit within this socket. You push it in and you hold it there, and you feel like a deep rumble hum almost in the elevator around you, in the room around you. And it is quite a plush elevator in terms of its carpet on the floor, plain walls apart from the mirror at the back, but it's more than just your normal box. It's obviously for use by the people that live in and around the Unicorn estate who are quite well to do. So it hums to life. You feel this deep thrum and vibration underneath you as the magical energy spurns back into life, and you notice the crystal starts to flicker with energy within it, and it glows from within itself. When that happens, you also notice that the panel that's alongside the doors that are now stood open and being restrained by Kingsman also lights up, and that the down button glows in a green colour.
Oh, let's press the down button, I should think. Yeah? Shall we, chaps?
Let's go.
Go ahead, Radic.
Oh. All right. Kingsman, don't get in.
I'll step inside.
Yeah, because these could be pretty tough doors. I press the down button with great glee in my eyes and hope for the best.
Okay, so you press the down button. Doors close, and with a slight rattle and a shake, you begin your journey downwards. So the lift seems to descend forever into the belly of Sharn. Several minutes pass, and as the lift rattles and shakes, as if passing in some place it was not meant to go, this rumbling builds to a violent peak. Then the lift stops. The doors open. By the lift's interior light, you can see into a vast, generally unlit cavern strewn with broken stonework from ancient buildings as far as you can see in every direction. The air is stale and filled with dust and the scent of decay. These are the ruins of the cities atop which Sharn is built. Ahead of you yawns a 50-foot diameter, 10-foot deep pit that seems to have been intentionally dug. From across the way, you hear the soft sobs of a young child.
Ooh.
Bear with me, I will put map up.
DM, when we step out,
Yeah.
I would like to just do Divine Sense, just on the immediate area.
Yep. Okay. Right, so Okay, so can you see the screen?
Nothing yet.
Yeah,
Check now.
I
Coming
can
in.
see.
Yep.
I just
Is
see.
that
Oh,
are
there
those
you go.
light sources? Yeah.
Yeah, they're torches.
Yeah.
The child in the hole.
You all you can hear is the sounds of soft sobbing. So you know it's echoing around you. You don't exactly know where from.
Can I see much more because I'm quite I've got dark vision, so even though it's lit, it's kind of glowing down there. Was it mildly dim? Can I still see anything a bit more clearer than others?
You would be able to. You still can't see anything of that much interest from where you are. You've literally just stepped out of the lift, so the lift is directly behind you. So you can't. You probably make out some dark shapes in the bottom of the pit that don't appear to be moving. But
Is that, yeah, I was going to say, is that a pit in front of us?
Yes, it is a pit. Yeah.
Can I move to the edge and have a look over?
You may, but first off, Kingsman is going to do Divine Sense. So,
Oh, yes,
Kingsman,
cool.
could you read me the exact description of that skill, please, just so that I don't misremember? And because I don't have my iPad on me, I can't check it myself.
The presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor. I thought that was just Radic. And powerful good rings like holy music in your ears. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces until the end of your next turn. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet.
Okay, so you open your senses. You do get a feeling that this place has seen its fair share of evil. You do get a sense that this is. There has been a lot of history passed through this area, and that history hasn't always been good. In fact, there's been some foul deeds done here specifically. However, at the moment, there are no sources of celestial, fiend, or undead present.
Are there any killer birds?
Definitely has something.
So just on a side note, when I'm sat here during the day at work, I think it must be mating season for the starlings because it's like something out of Hitchcock. I'm sitting here, the garden is just murder.
Nerd.
Anyway, so
to cast a light source.
Sorry, say that again, Jocelyn, please.
Can I use minor illusion to cast a light source?
You may. What's the range on the spell?
30 feet.
So you cast it roughly where that black shadow is. Okay, so can I do this? Place light. Okay, I'll describe what you see rather than trying to figure out this.
That's a scary door. Be ready, someone's coming.
Scary door.
Move the light source there. So there's your floating light source.
Okay.
So what you can make out is many warforged bodies laying prone in the pits. They all seem to be piled together. From what you can see that's now been revealed by your light source, they all appear to have taken damage of some sort. You can see limbs have been removed and great rents across chest plates and chest pieces. They don't appear to be moving, so from that what you will.
Does it look more like they were fighting or been in a fight than rather they've been like salvaged or whatever?
It doesn't look like they've been in a fight. Actually, you can't see the presence of any weapons. They're almost in. It's more like a mass grave. That's correct.
If I was to be closer to the pit, would I be close enough to see, investigate any kind of tracks which could have kind of gone to and from the kind of area that the bodies are all piled up in, or do I need to be closer to have a look at that?
There are clear tracks coming from the lift, and they go off to your left.
Okay.
So they don't approach the edge of the pit from here. They clearly go off to the left.
Right. Okay.
And it is quite heavy foot traffic. There's been a clear path trod through the rubble and dust that's strewn across the floor here. What do you wish to do next?
Well, there's only one way forward, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'll take myself off mute and say the same thing. Yeah, can we move forward so we can see more? To the edge of the pit.
To the edge of the pit, or follow the path round to the left?
Yeah, actually go around. Well, left or right, people?
I would suggest we go left, because that's where the tracks are distinctly going.
Good answer there, Radek. It's always left, as we know.
It's always left.
Always left.
Always left.
Yeah, should we go about 10 feet round to the left, 20 feet, something like that?
Yeah, well, I am. It's good. I'm happy to go that far.
Well, that would be 20 feet following the edge of the pit.
Yep.
Okay. I think I'd like to continue going around a bit more, because I want to see if I kind of want to see the shape of the pit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm just going to see how it turns around.
Sorry.
Maybe just to the corner bit there, where that's there. Yeah, that's good.
I assume that one body in the middle represents all the Warforged bodies, is it, Steve?
Yeah, there are a lot of Warforged bodies in the middle on my screen.
Can we see anything that isn't Warforged?
You cannot.
Okay, let's keep walking around it then.
Okay, you're going to have to let me know when you run out of view, so I'll have to move your screen round. Okay.
Well, I can only see that Radek's moved so far, not anyone else.
Yeah, I'm just moving one token, not all of them
right, okay,
at the moment,
cool.
just to make it easy for myself.
Yeah, he's
He's
at the very top left of my screen.
not even on my screen.
That's it. Now he's in the middle. Oh, it's a funny shaped pit.
How do you see this?
He's in top left of my screen still.
It changes depending on the size of your screen resolution.
I'm stuck on the
Oh, there you go.
my laptop screen over here.
I'm on a 17-inch.
Oh, well, does that look like an entrance to the pit?
Yeah,
Just
so
on
where you are now.
Oh yeah, I see.
That is a ramp that descends down into the pit, which is obviously why the footfall traffic was so busy this way. Obviously, going to that ramp.
So it definitely looks like a fighting pit to me. I mean,
Well, that's what I thought, but then
but then
what they look like is that they haven't fallen in battle. So
Is there a hole in the ceiling that we can see?
Oh,
There is no
Always
hole in
looking
the
for a
ceiling,
hole.
no.
Just
I think as well.
It's an irregular shaped cavern. It is massive. It does go beyond. So these torches are on light stands. They're not attached to walls. So although the lift was in a wall at the south end where you were, the rest of the cavern opens up into this gigantic cathedral type space, and it is a natural cavern. You can see the ruins of like the Jordanian type buildings where they'd be carved into the rock faces, so like you get the hint of that style off in the distance. But the light here is obviously very low, and these torches are providing you the main light source in this particular area, and beyond that it just gets darker and darker. You get a sense of this massive space around you there.
Can I kind of make anything out with these rocks? Because I know you've just given me quite a description there. But like, if I do a history check, can I use my stone cunning ability as well to kind of get a more in-depth description of like time or how old they are? Or
Yeah.
I've got to do an intelligence check, I think, haven't I?
You have.
good luck.
Yeah. Good luck. We've got a 10.
You don't have much of an idea in terms of age, but it's very obvious that the pit is a new construction that's been going on, and the pit is looking like workstone. I mean, there is only one reason for a ramp of that sort to be installed, and it is for the movement of heavy objects via wagons and stuff like that. Now, the lift that you came down in was just about big enough to fit a hand cart in. So if somebody was moving goods and stuff around, they could do it via the lift.
So does it look like these Warforged might have died mining?
You don't know, but you doubt it because they have clearly taken wounds. What looks like from weapons.
I think we should move around a bit further.
Yeah.
Maybe we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Maybe about 30 feet forward, just so you can get that around the corner, if possible.
Yeah, agree.
Okay, it's quite a large ramp here, like you said.
I'm just going to find who's got that screen. There we go. Okay.
Has the sobbing changed at all since the light source went off, or not really?
Good question.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Has the sobbing stopped or changed since the light source appeared, or still continuing?
It quieted, so it's still going on, but it's definitely dropped in volume.
So I can definitely see it. Okay, so fairly cool.
So we don't know if we're getting closer or further. If it's quiet, so it looks like we're getting further away, right?
No, because it quieted when the spell was cast.
Right, okay.
So you're not getting further away from it. It was just an intentional drop in of volume.
Good. So it's this either, yeah.
I call out to them and see if they're okay.
Well, I mean, I think the light source has already kind of given us away, so you may as well.
Yeah, they know where we.
Hello.
Anybody out there? Anybody out there?
Okay, so you'll play the echo game, and you'll get quite a satisfying echo around this huge chamber, and you'll hear your own names and voices bounding back at you from various different corners of this large cathedral space, apart from Kingsman, who had the sense to stay quiet.
Okay. Should we carry on round then?
So when you do that, the sobbing stops immediately.
Oh.
Can't work out if this thing's scared of us or it was a trap.
Yeah.
Lure us in. You know, like a siren type ability, you know.
Yeah.
Instead of singing, it's calling out in pain or sorrow, you know.
Yeah, to attract people who are like good-natured.
Yeah.
But I guess we've got to keep going round, haven't we, really?
Yeah, I think we do. Can I go central ramp by any chance, please? So I thought on the hole. God damn it.
Okay, so you moved there.
Central ramp.
Let's move you, Jeff.
I'll go behind. I'll go where that torch is on the wall.
Okay.
It's a good ramp. It's a good ramp.
So the ramp does drop down quite steeply, probably about a little bit more than 45 degrees. It's dropping 10 feet in elevation.
Can I kind of make sure that as I go down it, then I'm kind of anchoring myself in place? Like my body positioning is changing, so I'm not going to be pushed over easily. I'm going to be able to catch something if it comes at me.
Yep. Kingsman, where would you like to move to?
I'll move up with Radic, but before I do, I'll turn around and ask Jocelyn if she can also. Can you sense the evil in this place as well?
Okay. The laptop screen is Sorry, the laptop screen is like really tiny, and I had to unplug my mouse for this.
Okay, you can use the ability, so
Yeah.
you do feel this same sense that Kingsman did, this pervasive sort of bad feeling that you have in this area, but nothing specific now. It's all built on the history of whatever happened here from a long time ago.
So it doesn't feel like it's coming from the pit as a central location at all.
Just historical.
It's just in the air.
Yeah, it's this chamber rather than specifically the pit.
And I'll move up with Radic.
Just there, okay?
That's fine.
And Jocelyn.
I want to stand near Godric, please. On the right hand side. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Are we planning to have a poke around in the pit?
That's what I was going. I was going to kind of ask if the floor of the pit is it also solid and stuff. You said it's quite muddy, didn't you? Or quite sloshy.
It's clearly it's looser rubble. So it's more recently worked stone, and so there's more groundwater at that level than the level you're at higher. So it's got a bit of more of a roughed up nature to it.
Okay. I guess then I just turn around to everyone and I just kind of say, "Are we going in, or are we going to go around?" And my concern that the crying stopped as well.
We still couldn't tell which direction it was coming from, could we?
No, because the echoes, you didn't say you want to make a perception check, so the echoes were too random
good point.
to pinpoint the source.
Point. We must start saying what we're doing more often. If some of us want to go look around in the pit and some of us stay at the edge of the ramp, maybe, just to sort of like
Cover both
keep an eye on the people that are going in the pit, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
And also watch the back. I'll watch the back. I'm good at the back. No backdoor jokes.
I resisted. All right. Well, in that case, then I will grab my axe from my back in both hands and kind of start to edge forward into the pit, trying to get a good look around. Hopefully, the dark will show me something as well.
Okay. How far do you want to move forward? 15 feet?
15 feet from the 20 feet from the door, and I'm going to kind of try and edge Kingsman to keep me company as I go in. If he wants to follow.
And we'll follow up to the edge of the pit, me and Jocelyn, if that's all right with Jocelyn.
Yep, go ahead.
Well, there is no defined edge for the pit unless you mean you want to go to the lip of the ramp.
Yeah, the lip of the ramp.
Or the bottom lip.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, what Harshnag?
So I'll put you about there, so you're about midway, okay?
Whether there's a clear sign that doesn't look like a body there, does it? Is that on fire?
Well, no, that's Jocelyn's light source. So it's not on fire.
It's a demon.
You won't be able to see anything.
Right, okay.
Move it.
I'll move it out of the way because it's just still... no, it hasn't lit it, so I'll put light source back. Okay. So you can clearly see this pile of Warforged bodies in the centre of the pit. They look like they have been brutally executed. There are around a dozen of them, although with the parts as well, it's difficult to put an exact figure on it.
Have they been dead a while, or are they freshly dead?
They're freshly dead. You can still see the wetness of the hydraulic oil and stuff covering their bodies.
Do they look like they've been? Did you say
Right,
that
so
they
who
were?
can't see that? So somebody's
Oh, sorry.
square is out. So who's got the red square? It's probably you, Jocelyn, I think. Is that any better?
That's better.
Yes. Have they been brutally? Say they were brutally torn apart. So can we see if it was done by fangs, claws, or kind of like projectile weapons type thing?
You wanna head over there?
Yeah, I think so. Just to get a look. I'm very aware at this point, by the way. Very alert. I hope.
Kingsman, are you heading over as well?
Yep, I'll go to Radix 1 o'clock. Thank you. I'll have a look at the
Jocelyn,
bodies in front of me.
Yeah, so I'll get you to roll me an investigation check in a minute. Gildor and Jocelyn, do you wish to move at this time, or are you just going to sort of stand and wait?
I'd like to move a little bit further forward, maybe 15 feet directly forward.
So just to the base of the ramp, yeah?
Yeah. Thanks.
Gildor?
Your mic's muted.
So I'll move to wherever I need to be able to see them. Radic and Kingsman.
Ooh, what's that? What's that over to the right?
Right,
That's a secret.
So would you like to make me a perception check, please, Jocelyn?
I think you just made one.
I spotted something that caught my eye.
Yeah, that's not gone well. That's like 4.
So you don't really, you think it must have been a mirage, a flick of the torch, catching some, giving you some dark blindness, light blindness, whatever it's called. Are you happy where you are there, Gildor? Can you see Kingsman and
Godric, not Gildor.
Godric.
Gildor.
Yeah, can I just move 1 to my right, which would be left, if that makes sense?
There, yeah.
Yeah, that'll do.
Perfect. Okay. Right. So, Relic and Kingsman, would you like to make me an investigation check, please?
One.
I got 14, which is not good.
I got a 15, which is a little better.
Okay, these wounds have clearly been inflicted by a type of weapon that deals slashing damage. So, sword or an axe, that type of weapon.
Are they dressed in anything? Or do they look like gladiators or waiting staff?
Waiting staff.
They're dressed for work, so they're wearing labourers type clothes. Not that Warforged wear a particular clothing. Generally they're sort of armoured up. They appear to have the look of a lot of the other Warforged that you saw in the Cobb's Carnival. So they might be wearing some adornment, but it's not really clothing per se. And all Warforged at the end of the day were created as soldiers.
Yes.
While I'm in the pit.
While you're in the pit, yep, you will be getting attacked. So, as you are
What?
perusing,
Not what I was going to say.
as you're perusing the pile of bodies on the floor, looking for what's done them in, you are attacked by some creatures that were hidden. So, Radic, you feel 2 arrows ping off of your armour harmlessly, unless you're going to tell me your armour class is 15, which I don't believe it is.
My armour class is 17.
Okay, so 2 arrows ping off your back. You hear it and feel it, but they don't penetrate enough to do any damage. And Kingsman, armour class 20.
That will hit.
And armour class 16, which won't, I believe.
Missed. Yeah, correct.
So the second arrow again pings off of your armor, not penetrating with enough strength to do any damage. But the first one finds a seam in your armpit and feel a nasty sting as you look down and see the feathery shaft of an arrow sticking out, and you take 5 points of damage, please.
Because it's quite dark in here, and I don't know how visual arrow is. As I hear the ping ping of me, and of course I hear the oof coming from Kingsman, can I just shout out to
roll initiative
the
first?
2 at the back so they know there's something going on?
2 at the back, 2 at the back.
We're going to roll initiative, and then we'll go into rounds. Okay. Reddick.
21.
21.
Nice.
Yes, thank you.
No.
Jocelyn.
12.
Kingsman.
14.
Godric.
19.
We got this.
We got this.
We got
Oh.
this.
When I write names down, I only ever write down the first 3 characters, so I've just written me down as God.
Yes.
Well, that sounds about right.
Okay, first up, Raddick.
I need to come past. I want to come past.
Well, I guess my first question: can I see anything that's fire those arrows?
You can.
Where are they?
Joe,
Where
can you go and get me the conservatory door key, please?
Hmm.
Just pass it to me, please, Poppy.
Oh, over there.
Okay, so
Oh, blimey.
can you see?
Oh, I need you to move up
Those.
slightly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's see, 2, 3, 4. I just wonder where the hell 1 is.
Yeah.
Then it just
One's the big ringleader.
yeah,
He's off
one's
the
a
map at the
giant-
moment.
The corpse has become a giant beast.
I'm going to start doing that just to mess with your heads. Just do
Mm.
random numbers.
It's already doing it.
Oh my god. Gosh.
Okay, so as you stand up from your investigation after being hit by 2 arrows, you do see these 4 goblin-like creatures. Let's face it, they are goblins. And you can see that card on the screen because I've currently got Zoom hidden.
Just about. It's good.
Yep, there are 4 goblins arrayed either side of the ramp, clearly waiting ambush for you. They must have heard the lift descending and were awaiting your arrival.
Oh, grand.
What do you want to do?
Sneaky buggers.
Have a quick look at this. 1, 25, 10, 15, 20. Okay, can I turn around and I'm going to be facing 4 and 5? 5, 10.
Yep.
Can I go 15,
Yeah.
15 feet towards them? And can I use one action as a bonus action to ready a hand axe? And can I just start at the number 5, please?
You may. Yep. Go ahead. For me, please. Roll to hit.
I rolled a hit, yeah. Hit is 11.
An 11 unfortunately misses, just pings off of the leather armour that he appears to be wearing, although it is in lots of different pieces. It sort of makes up the equivalent of leather armour. Unfortunately, you didn't quite get it accurate enough to penetrate, so it falls to the floor at the goblin's feet.
It's pretty
What
dark.
else you want to do?
No, that's it. I think I'm just gonna prepare to be attacked, to be honest. At this point.
Prepare.
Prepare to be attacked.
Godric, you're up next.
Do I think I could see them over the edge of the pit if I went back up the ramp?
You can, but you would have to be stood at the edge, looking over.
Yeah, I'm gonna go I can't remember how many feet these squares are. What are they, 5 or 10?
5.
So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15 feet back up the ramp, look over the edge, and then attack number 4 if I can.
You can. Let me just move you up because you're probably outside of your
I
view
can
now.
just about see myself. That's perfect, Steve. Thank you very much. And I shall cast something that's going to hurt him badly. I shall cast a firebolt at him.
Roll tip for me, please.
Does a 16 hit?
16 does hit. Roll your damage.
And that's 1d10. And that is 7 damage total.
7 damage at number 4. Okay.
And I shall take 1 step backwards. Because I think I had some movement left, didn't I? I only moved 15, wasn't it?
You got 10 feet of movement left.
Yeah. So I'll take 1 step backwards so that they can't see me.
Yep. Okay. Right. So you fire your bolt of fiery energy. Lights coming up slightly as it passes down, hitting him squarely in the back, and he sort of squeals and tries to put out some of the flames as it smoulders on his leather armour. He did quite a bit of damage here. He didn't like that. Kingsman.
I will run towards G3. So full movement, using my full intimidation and my 6'2" frame. With my giant sword, and do my battle cry, and then try and cleave him in two.
Go for it.
18.
Is a hit. Roll your damage, please.
2, 6. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 points of damage.
Okay, so you begin your stride. You pick up speed as you go. You draw your sword, and in one smooth motion, do an overhead chop straight down on him, almost halving him. He's still barely hanging on to threads of life.
It's not a nice image.
You can hear the breath gurgling in and out of him from the
it's like a piece of sliced cake.
The headless neck.
Okay. Anything you want to do with your bonus action?
No.
Okay.
Can I kick him? Kick him to the ground. But no.
You can make an unarmed attack with disadvantages as a bonus action if you want.
Go on then. I'll give it a try. So I'm going to try to kick him. I've got 13. Can I add anything to that? What do I add? 13.
Your normal bonus
I get +6.
No, you don't, because you're not trained in dual weapons, so it's done on your. So you roll dice, and you only add your strength bonus.
Strength bonus, which is +4, 17.
17 hits.
Yay!
So you do 1 point of damage plus your strength bonus, which is 5. So as you hit him with the sword that's now embedded in it, you decide that you're going to kick his carcass and pull the sword out, essentially ending his life with that motion. He falls to the floor dead.
And Kingsman shouts, Sparta!
Go!
He's down.
Nice one, Kingsman.
Jocelyn, you're up.
I want to move towards G2 and attack them with my sword.
And what is it, a goblin?
It's a goblin, yeah.
With that cage. Sorry.
Yes, it is cage, yes.
There's number 1.
20.
Is it hit? Roll damage for me.
Is that a natural 20?
It was.
Well, let's go for it.
Critical.
Natural 20, you
9.
get double damage, or however Steve wants to do it. But
That 9, and then I add the strength bonus onto that.
So if you roll a 9 on the dice, you double that first, so that's 18, and then you add your strength bonus.
22.
22 points of damage. So as with Kingsman, you draw your weapon, you charge over there, and with this time an upward sweep, you slice the goblin neatly in two. He goes down with one stroke.
In 2 separate pieces.
In 2 separate pieces.
I'll turn around and do a high five.
Right, so it's my turn. These are blithely unaware of the chaos and destruction that's being caused on the other side of the ramp, so they are going to move forwards to try and attack you, Radic.
What a commit.
They're going to commit. They're attacking with short swords. I need to turn light in a minute. I can't believe I can see anything. So they draw scimitars and rush to attack you. Hitting armor class 14, which is a miss, and armor class 20, which is a hit. So the first one, the scimitar scrapes harmlessly across your chest. The second one cuts into your thigh, dealing 3 points of damage. That one squeals with glee. That was the one that Jeff shot last round, so he's trying to make up for the fact that he's taken some damage. Spurred him on.
That's number 4 then. Okay.
Spurred him on. And then Kingsman, out of the shadows, again from behind, you get attacked. This time with a scimitar, and you see a slightly better dressed goblin. This is the goblin boss. He's going to attack you.
Is it G1?
Scimitar. It's GB for goblin boss.
No, there's one.
He hits an armor class of 22 with that scimitar strike. Roll again to make sure I don't get a net 20, which I don't. And then with his second attack, he hits an armor class of 18.
Yeah, hits unless I can do. No, it's not. It's a bonus action rather than a reaction.
Okay, then no, you can't do it.
Yeah. Okay. Yep, both hits.
So you take 10 points of damage in total, please.
Okay, and I fall unconscious.
Okay. So for those of you who can now see, that is the goblin that's attacked David Kingsman from behind. So he's on, please.
Kingsman, do you say you've gone unconscious?
Why is Matt coming
Yeah.
on?
I collapse on the floor, stabbed in the back.
Oh, damn.
Pull the window too. So you see this goblin appear almost coalescing out of the shadows. It attacks Kingsman when his attention is on cleaning his bloodied sword, stabbing low from behind between the plates in his armour. And unfortunately, you see Kingsman fall at that point.
Is that within 5 feet of me?
Yes, it is, yes.
He's right next to you, yeah.
Can I do an opportunity attack on?
No.
No, so the goblin isn't. The goblin is 10 feet away from you, but Kingsman is directly next to you. So, Relic, top of the round, you're first, please.
Well, I'm a bit annoyed now. I just had a slice on my shin, my thigh, which, you know, I'm little as it is, so that's my whole leg, you know what I mean? So
Make sure you hit the singed one.
Oh, I'm going to hit the singed one, yeah. So I've grabbed my battle axe and I'm going to swing at G4, please.
Yep. Swing away.
Swinging away. I hit with the 17.
That is a hit. Roll your damage, please.
And I do a damage of 14.
14 points of damage. Well, again, neatly sever his head from his shoulders. He goes down.
Perfect.
Nice one, Radic.
Thank you very much. I'm also just going to turn to G5 and use Action Surge. And do the same thing again to him. So it's kind of going chop chop with the axe in a sense.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Hit that one for 17 again.
That is a hit.
And damage on that one is a bit less. I guess it's the second swing. 10. Yeah, it's a big axe.
So
The backhand.
Yeah.
you fill yourself with rage at the sight of Kingsman going down. You spur yourself on to take another backward swing, and you cut into his shoulder with a meaty thump, but don't quite take him down. But he is looking pretty heavily damaged.
Looky, I got hooky.
Is that everything you want to do?
That is, yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay. So Godric, you're up.
Right, I am going to move to the other side of the pit edge where Jocelyn is.
Just there.
Because I heard a familiar voice cry out. And I'm going to look over, see the goblin boss, and I'm going to shoot him with a gun. No, a spell.
Yep.
And I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb at him.
Okay, roll it for me then, please.
Does a 16 hit him?
A 16 just hits.
Good stuff. And I'm rolling damage. And he takes 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. What energy did you use?
I've got to roll a d8 technically to tell you that. Stay there.
No, you choose for Chromatic Orb. It's Chaos Bolt that you roll a d8 for.
Well, it's got. It says on the thing something about. Oh, do you just choose it?
You choose it, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll choose fire.
Okay.
Since I am heading in that direction, as in to be a sort of fire-based wizard type thing.
Okay. So you hurl this flaming orb down on him, and the size of the orb and the size of the creature, I mean, it almost engulfs him. So he's almost completely immolated in flame. He's not dead, but he does spend his turn putting the fire out. So he will be missing his attack this round.
I'm the fire starter.
So Kingsman, it's your go. So you make me a death saving throw, please.
An 11.
That is good enough. So that is one pass.
One pass.
Boom, boom.
Jocelyn.
If the goblin boss is missing their turn because they are completely on fire, I do lay on hands on Kingsman, please, for 4.
You can. How many hit points do you want to return to him?
4.
4. Okay, so Kingsman, you are prone on the ground, but you're now on 4 health.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so the goblin boss continues to put out flame, so he does stop, drop, and roll. So he ends up.
You learned that in goblin school.
So he ends up in that square. I'll smooth you over a little bit there. Good.
Nice one.
And it's top of the round again. So Radek, you are up.
No problem. Did G5 not attack me then?
Thanks for reminding me.
Oh no, Radek!
Well, I thought maybe I missed him or something. I was like, oh, did he miss?
I gotta admit, I didn't realise either.
I missed it, so that's my fault. So yeah, he didn't attack you. So shocked he was by the 2 axe swings that he did. He wasted his time that round in a stupor. So it's your go.
Okay, fantastic. Then I am just going to, because I'm just going to come back again with the same axe, going straight for the center of the skull, boom, on top, overhand type scenario.
Do him.
We'll try. Let's not pressure the dwarf. 18 hit.
18 does hit. Roll damage.
Damage on that guy is that times a 5.
Okay, so you do hit him in the top of the head, and the blade sinks deep and sticks. What do you want to do next?
Is he dead?
He's dead.
Yeah.
I'm going to remove my axe, and I am going to head towards Goblin Boss. So I turn around. I can turn around, I didn't see it. Oh my god, I've seen something going on. I'm going to head over there because I can get 5, 10, 15, 20. I can make it. And can I just sit between the Goblin Boss and Kingsman, please?
You can only move 25. So
Yeah, that is 25.
You were there. No.
5,
1,
10.
2, 3, 4, 5 will get you there. You can't move entirely diagonally because it ends up being the hypotenuse of the triangle.
Okay, fair play. That is exactly what I did. Fine enough.
Bloody
coming.
mad.
Okay, so you find that Goblin number 5 is trailing behind you as you drag his body across the floor, touched your axe still.
Oh yeah, I'm coming, guys.
At least it looks cool.
It'd be a good intimidation tactic.
Can you make it clear that my arm is behind me as well? So I'm just going to. I like that.
Okay, Godric, you're up.
I will cast Firebolt at the Goblin Boss.
Okay, rotate for me, please.
It's not bad. It's 18 plus 7, which is 25.
That is a hit. Roll damage.
And that is 7 damage.
Okay, so again, after he finishes his stop, drop, and roll from last round, he stands up and he's been hit yet again by another flaming bolt of energy from this pesky wizard that is on the ramp. He is not happy. Kingsman, you are currently prone, and it is your turn.
I will, get back up. And the same thing, charge and go for the Goblin Boss.
Okay, do you want to go there or there? Sorry, there or there?
I'll go north of him, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, rotate them, please.
I'm dragging the sword and try and launch him in the air.
Sort of cricket bat
6,
style.
17 plus 6.
Is a hit. Roll damage for me.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage.
Okay, 11 points damage. So you put all of your rage into this strong horizontal sweep, and you actually pummel into him. Again, doing this massive swipe into his torso. Not quite enough to take him down, but he's looking on his last legs.
And sizzled.
And
sizzled.
That's important.
As he comes back down, can I kick him?
You can. You can.
with disadvantage. Okay.
Yeah.
I got a 1 and a 4.
Okay, so you go to kick, but obviously the shock of going down in the previous round has taken its toll on you. So you miss completely and off balance yourself, and you end up falling backwards and going prone again.
I fell on my arse.
Oh, Kingsman.
It's slightly muddy in the floor.
It's muddy with your blood and
yeah.
Justin, finish him.
Finish this.
Can I move towards Goblin Boss to the west of him and also attack him? 18.
Is a hit.
Did you say I have to double the attack?
No, and if you roll a natural 20, you double damage.
4.
What did you roll on the dice?
4.
Okay, so you get to add your strength bonus as well.
8.
Okay. You take him down. How do you do?
Yay! Virtual high five.
So as he has a wry smile on his face, looking at Kingsman's misfortune of the wild kick.
I distracted him.
You did.
Yes, you did.
Jocelyn neatly creeps up behind and delivers the killing blow.
We practiced that move like 5 years ago. It was well choreographed.
About 5 years ago. In the trenches.
That's the tactic, is it?
Yeah. It is now.
Okay.
Well done, guys. Well done.
Okay, so as the field is cleared, you're out of danger. You can see and explore the rest of the pit now. you can see that is indeed a wooden cage, and within that wooden cage sits a small boy with his head in his hands, clearly crying.
Decapitated.
Oh my god!
I'll move down into the pit, Steve, with the others.
Is clearly crying and trying to keep the sobs as quiet as possible.
Well, let's move over to the cage. Let him out if we can, I suppose.
Okay. Okay, so there's a crude, rough-looking padlock on the outside. That's all that's securing it. The cage is constructed from rough wooden planks. It's covered in dust. You can see a small child sat within. He's wearing what looked like once fine clothes, but now clearly ruined. You can catch just a glimpse of the House Orient livery on the front. There's stale bread and day-old water, musty type smell, pile of rags, and a chamber pot that fill the rest of the space. There's no luxury at all.
Nasty. Right, I'm going to walk up to the lock, and I'm just going to say, Radic, come with me a sec. And then I'm going to cast Ray of Frost on the lock, and I say, smack that as hard as you can.
All right. I put my foot down the goblin that's attached to my axe and rack it out of his skull. And I walk over to the lock and just go boom over the frost.
Okay, so you unleash the ray of frost that freezes the lock in place. Comes covered in sort of a hoar frost, and then the smack that you give it, Radic, rolling to hit.
Hey, what to hit? Sorry, strength, right?
You're going to roll me to hit.
An attack.
Attack roll.
Oh, okie doke. I smack that lock with a 7.
Fortunately, that's still good enough to hit.
Yes.
And the minimum damage that you do doesn't make this look as impressive as I'm sure Godric intended, but it does do the job, and the lock breaks enough that it can be opened easily and removed.
Yeah, take it off, open the door, say, come on, kid, we're getting you out of here.
Okay, the child, as the door opens, actually cowers further back into the corner.
Who looks the least scariest out of us lot? Is it Jocelyn?
It's got to be Jocelyn.
I'm not saying that because you're a woman, Jocelyn. I'm just saying that because I'm a scary wizard in a cloak who's been shooting fire at things. He's a squarey dwarf who's been chopping people's heads in half. And Kingsman has been dropping dead on the floor a lot.
And he's got a sword like twice the size of him.
Yeah.
Boy, carry my sword.
Probably, Jocelyn probably looks
Squire.
the least threatening out of us.
All right.
You're all pretty metalled up in terms of armor. You're a pretty scary and scarred bunch. There's probably not one of you that looks any less scary for whatever reason than the other.
Wait a minute.
You also have the opinion that the kid's probably been mistreated the last few days or weeks, however long he's been here, and it wouldn't matter who opened the cage, it'd still probably cower away as just a natural reaction.
I could use my charisma charm here and go have a little chat. Come here, little lad.
Hello, boy.
Come to Uncle Dwarfy. Come to Uncle Riddick. But can I try and entice him out in the less creepy way possible?
Well, yeah, but you're going to have to roleplay it.
How can I do it? Okay, I'm going to approach. I'm pretty much at the cage now. Do we know his name, guys? Kid's name.
Hayden.
His name's Aiden.
Hayden.
Hayden.
K for Kilo.
Hayden.
I like how we discussed this at the cage. What's his name? Hayden. Okay, Caden. Caden. Come. So I go to the cage and I say, Caden.
He looks in your direction. Still doesn't say anything.
Come close to the light. Come and see us.
I'll just tell him we're from his dad. I forgot about that.
I was going to say we know your father. We know your father, Alden. Yeah. We know your father, Alden. We're friends, not foes. Come.
He sort of gets to his hands and knees and crawls over in your direction. He still doesn't say anything. You can see clearly from his face that he looks in shock, almost in a catatonic state. But he does move towards you. Doesn't quite touch you or come within touching distance, but he clearly intends to come with you.
Can we give him some food and water?
Yeah, I was going to suggest.
You can, and he does drink and eat hungrily. He has obviously not been fed very well the last few weeks, and he seems content to sit there for the next few minutes or longer, taking refreshment. So you think it might be a good idea if you also took maybe a short rest if you wanted to.
Yeah, let's do it.
I can do that. Has anybody got any kind of blankets or anything in their packs? Bedroll. Not bedroll, blanket. Cloak. Give the kid your cloak. Warm him
I
up.
think I had a
Actually, yeah, I've got bedroll, so you'll have a blanket in there.
Yeah.
Saying perhaps then we can make his short rest a bit more comfortable than his last few days have been.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wrap him in a blanket. You try and make him as comfortable as possible. You can kindle a small fire in the corner, and take a short rest here. So you spend the next hour and a half just resting up, recovering some hit points yourself. So you can go ahead and roll some hit dice if you want to do that. You can recover some spells if you want to turn them in, Jeff, by recovering some slots if you took that tree.
That's a good question. I've got no idea.
Hey.
I've got Arcane Recovery, but that's...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can use that.
Yeah, you can use that with a short rest to get one, I think it's one spell slot back, or two first level spell slots back because you're second level.
Yeah, does it automatically do that? Let's have a look.
I get my
short rest.
Get my surge back as well.
On a short rest, we could do for Paladin, it'd be 1d10.
Yeah, it's two. You get 2 dice, don't you?
Is it 2d10s? 2d
2d10s. Yeah, 2 hit dice.
Okay.
And don't forget, you get to add your Constitution bonus to it as well.
Cool.
Goblin flesh for tea.
on that note,
do you want to search anywhere? Have a look around.
Yeah, we'll start by searching the goblin boss, I guess.
Okay, the goblin boss has a rusty key hanging around his neck from a piece of rope.
Better than a rusty bullet hole.
Next to it is a piece of agate gem. It's in a rough, uncut state. You don't think it's worth too much money, maybe about 10 gold pieces.
I'm guessing the rusty key opened the lock on the cage. Oh, well, what we did look cooler.
Kind of. I would have
done it. I would have done if you hadn't rolled a 7.
Hey, my part looked cool.
Yeah.
Your part did look cool. Yeah.
Excuse the pun.
But
and then you searching goblins as well?
Yeah, search the little goblinies.
Okay, so
who's putting the agate down on their equipment list? Kingsman?
Sounds paladin-y to me. They can have
he's the most trustworthy, I think. Him and Jocelyn. No offence, really. You look more like me.
I was born this way. I can't help it.
And then on the goblins, you managed to scrounge up a total of 16 gold pieces and 20 silver pieces.
Enough for a beer and a meal and a night in an inn.
Or I guess I'll take
both of which, strangely enough, are divisible by 4.
Mm-hmm.
So you can put that money on your own character sheet.
How much was that?
How much was that each?
4 gold.
4 gold and 5 silver.
5 silver.
4 gold and 5 silver. I have 5 kids to feed.
I'm a dwarf. I've got thousands. No, I'm kidding. I'm 1,000. 4, 5. Oh God, I was a collection. I got 40 gold here.
Where'd you get that from?
Oh, I started with it. I'm a blacksmith. I've got a trade. And the DM didn't remove it. So
You're
funny,
lucky
I
I
started
don't
with
have access to
1,000 gold.
D&D Beyond at the moment.
got it. I sold a few swords, a few shields.
Okay, so you don't find anything of interest within the pile of Warforged. They've clearly been executed. It looks like whatever was going on here appears to be winding down, and this cleanup crew, goblin cleanup crew, were there to finish off the Warforged and prevent any news of what had been going on down here getting out. You have no idea what they were digging for, but they were clearly digging for something. So
there's no traces of like elements or like metals or gems or anything in the ground.
Want to make a roll for me, please?
Reaching for a dice and I haven't got any. Right, what? Just investigation?
Yeah.
Beyond it is. Investigation. I rolled 12 plus 7, which is 19.
Okay, so you don't think that this is a mine that would yield minerals. So the type of rock isn't sort of where you get the layers or the veins of ores and stuff like that. But you do find in one corner of the excavation a clearly deeper spot. Unless for argument's sake, it's in the face down in what would be 5 o'clock if this was a clock face, so quite near the lift.
Yeah,
they've clearly found what they were looking for and dug down deeper, much deeper in this specific area. So this excavation goes down another 10 feet, but in a small area. So the area is no more than 10 feet, and it takes on this sort of rectangular shape. So, leading you to believe whatever they've dug up is man-made, because, you wouldn't normally dig out a shape that'd be so geometrically perfect in nature. So they're obviously not mining gold or diamonds. They dug something up.
Is it coffin shaped?
You don't know. It's just a rectangular hole. But it's probably not as big as a coffin. It's not, sort of 8 foot or something. Well, it's a 10-foot excavation.
But we can surmise that it was more like an archaeological dig rather than a mining operation.
Correct.
Does Caden seem inclined to talk to us? Because he might have seen what they've been doing if he's been stuck in a cage for a while.
Very good point.
He isn't. He doesn't seem to be any more settled now than he was when you first released him.
Let's get him out of here. Then he might become more talkative the more closer we get to the surface and stuff.
His dad and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you finish your short rest. You get your points back, recover your spells, recover your feats and actions. You bundle Caden up into a blanket, and one of the paladins, I guess, can carry him over your shoulder if you wrap him up in a bundle in the blanket. He will trail along behind you, but that probably will slow you down.
Who wants to carry him? Kingsman, well volunteered.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll pick him up.
Don't go and drop him or fall over.
Okay, so you head off back to the lift. It's still there. You push the button, the doors slide open smoothly, and you get in. The button that designates up is lit in red.
Oh, I don't like red.
No, that's an odd choice for backlight.
Go on, press it, Radit.
All right, press the button. I'm a very easily led dwarf.
Is the wire still in place, Steve?
Good gamble.
It is. So you press the button. Clearly, the wire is still functional because the panel was lit up. Again, the doors slide closed smoothly, and the lift starts to ascend again with its sort of judder and shake. It's obviously quite old, but it's doing its job. And I will just load the next map.
Bum bum bum.
The lift battle.
You're fighting in a 10-foot square.
What do? I swing, you kill everyone else around you. Fuck.
I cast fire at the floor.
No!
Everybody burns.
Oh, fuck. I have my hand
What did
axe
you
down.
forget?
My hand axe.
Yes, you did leave your hand axe.
Oh, no.
I'll
Classic.
find a new one. I have 2 hand axes. Oh, I'll get rid of them.
I was going to say, this is why you always start with more than one.
Yeah, exactly. But
You
no.
shall forge one anew from the fires of your furious rage that having left it on the floor.
For rolling in gold, you can afford brand new ones.
No, I need but metal. I can make my own weapons. Needs to be dwarven still, don't you know?
What's butt metal?
I have butt metal. Basically, you get this butt. Always one. What's butt metal?
It's quite a big lift then.
Yeah, it was.
You said it could hold a cart. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one at work reckons you can hold in like 15 people. That's good.
I mean, the fact you've taken time to design a lift is something.
Oh, it's something.
Yeah, it's something, all right.
It took all of 10 minutes. I mean, I'm not saying I put a huge amount of effort in it.
No.
It adds to the flavour, going up in the lift.
Did it while making a cup of tea.
What are you doing? Making your maps. You're making using Dungeon Fog.
I am.
Dungeon Fog.
Dungeon Fog.
Well, I'm having a great time with Dungeon Fog, actually. I'm really enjoying that.
Funnily enough, you're a bit more relaxed, a bit more apprehensive for going up. You can feel satisfied that you have achieved what you set out to do. You've found coal. You've taken the investigation by following the lead to the Unicorn Estate. You, through the contact with Ishtar, have found Caden. You're about to do a favour and rescue the heir of quite a powerful household in Charn. So you really patting yourselves on the back and expecting quite a big reward. You do notice that in the corner of the lift there is a discarded newspaper, and I've sent you some pictures of Breland. So that is there. It's a broadsheet, so you can open it. I did take pictures of the inside.
You just completely disappear, Steve. It does not work. If you look at the camera, look.
What a nice backdrop.
Hang on.
Okay, I've got the photo.
Right. Anyway, so
My husband was brainwashed by the trust.
That's just a little bit of extra flavour that we could enjoy around the table if we were sat there, but obviously we're not. So you do get a broadsheet, and there are some news articles there that you can peruse in your ride up in the lift that I did spend the time to model in Dungeon Fog.
Dragon drug.
It's as you stand there and look over each other's shoulders and enjoy the voice of Breland as the lift ascends in its juddery and shaky motion, all of a sudden it comes to a premature stop and the doors slide open quietly, and in step two large creatures. They look at you puzzled, slightly confused, as if you shouldn't be here and they should. And then one of them hits the little red button indicating for the lift to rise, smiles in your direction, the doors slide closed behind him, and they draw their weapons. So initiative, please.
Shittive. Shit me pants
These
time.
creatures are bugbears.
Well, Oh, bugbears are my bugbear.
Okay, Relic.
Do you say Relic?
I did say Relic.
Okay, dog. I didn't roll yet because I was making a bugbear joke. 7. Oh, 7.
7 for Relic.
Yes. But I'm smiling back at them.
Jocelyn?
1.
1?
I don't feel as bad.
Kingsman?
I got 12.
And Godric?
14.
We gotta fight.
Okay, Godric, you're up first.
I'm not in a talking mood. I might normally try and talk my way out of this, but I'm not in a talking mood. So I am going to cast Chromatic Orb at B1.
Okay, rotate it for me, please.
That is 11 plus 7, which is 18 to hit.
That hits. Roll damage for me.
This can be fire damage again.
Okay.
And that is a total of 14.
14 points of damage. Okay, so you unleash the orb of fire. It hits him. He staggers back into the doors, causing the lift to shake around in the shaft. And boom, 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 from side to side as it continues its ascent. He's damaged, but he looks more angry than hurt.
And I shall take a step north to be standing behind Radic.
Like, what is it with you?
That just protects the bottom half.
Yeah. I'll shoot over your head. You chop their legs off, I'll shoot their heads off.
You watch that fire, man. You watch that fire.
Don't worry. I can sculpt it round people. I'll make sure that it never hits you.
Yes, mate. I'm loving it.
I was expecting you to say you was going to cast Burning Hands, if I'm being honest. That was a Burning Hands moment. If there ever was the right situation for that spell, that was it.
I'm saving that one.
Okay, anything else you want to do?
No, that's it, I think, because I don't think I've got any bonus actions. Bonus action Fireball, apparently.
Yeah, okay. We'll hold that one for this round.
No, that's all I want to do.
You say I'm up?
Yeah, Kingsman, yeah. And then after Kingsman is Radic.
Okay, I will. I'm assuming the boy is he's standing up on his own. We carried him out to the lift, and he's standing on his own.
He is.
Corner between me.
Behind me.
Yeah, we'll say he's in that square between you two. Yeah.
So I will step 2 spaces to the left and attack B2.
In that position south, yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Rotate it for him, please.
And that is a 15.
A 15 hits.
Ooh.
Get in there.
Okay.
Just.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. He is not happy with that, but you make a powerful thrust with your sword, just getting past his armour. B2 is wielding a great axe. B1 is fighting with a Morning Star and shield.
As a bonus action, I'll cast Shield of Faith on myself. And that gives me
+2 to armor class.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, so that makes your armor class 20, is it?
It will make it 20 for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Concentration.
Yeah. Just remember, if I hit you, that means you've got to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
Okie dokie. Relic, you are next, please.
Radica.
seeing how I left my bloody hand axe down there, I can't do 2 weapon fighting. So, battle axe, duck, keep distance, guys. I'm going to, slightly make a slight comment. Get behind me, why don't you? To the pesky wizard. And I'm going to.
You don't have to tell me. I'll just do it automatically.
I'm going to swing waist high at the one, 2 hands in the battle axe.
Okay, you need to move. Are you moving?
Sorry, directly in front of B1, please.
Directly in front of B1. Yep. Okay, and roll it for me, please.
Hit with a 21.
21 hits. Roll damage.
Damage is a 9 on that one.
9 points damage. Okay, so that's a meaty whack into just above his kneecap. With your battle axe.
Since my short rest as well, I regained action surge, so I'm going to go again with another swing of the axe.
Okay, so you pull it free and again
get in there.
Go to make another chop. Roll it for me.
This one hits 21 again.
Nice.
21 again. You managed to find the same spot, already injured, and you deal how much damage?
It's the algorithm in D&D Beyond, I tell you.
I deal 13. I need to make sure Godric made the right choice. You got to show off a bit. Yeah, get behind me.
13 points damage, you say?
13 was damage, yeah.
That's a good hit. Okay, so you find a sweet spot, and he actually stumbles slightly to the left as you again hit in the same place, almost like felling a tree. You've done quite a lot of damage to his leg, so he's a little less mobile than he was. He looks down at you angrily, though, as it's now his turn.
It's my turn.
Okay.
I was going to say, if he's looking at me angrily, can I then use my bonus action to try and intimidate him?
Not a bonus action, no.
Is it not? Then I guess it's your turn. Whatevs.
Yeah, whatevs.
So he thrusts his morning star in your general direction and hits an armor class of, come on, eyes work, 14, which is a miss. So it pings off your shoulder, it pings off the piece of armor you've got on your shoulder. Doesn't quite hit enough to do any damage. However, B2 winds up a giant swing with his grub axe in Kingsman's direction. What it is for you? 21 to hit.
21 hits.
And that is 11 points of damage as he puts all of his anger, rage, and might into the downward swing. Well, it's not really a downward swing because you're slightly taller than he is.
Upward glance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's his go over. Jocelyn, you're next, please.
I want to step up to B2 and attack him. Apparently with 4.
You rolled a 4 on the dice.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's not good enough, I'm afraid. So you walk forwards, you swing your weapon. It glances harmlessly off his armour. He is entirely focused on Kingsman at this point, though. So top of the round, Godric, you're next, please.
I am going to cast. Give me 2 seconds. No, I'm not going to cast that because you get a saving throw. I'm going to cast. I'm firebolting him again.
B1.
Yep, same guy.
Finish him.
And that is 16 to hit.
16 just hits. Just sneaks over the top of his shield as he raises it high enough to get above Radic's head, but not high enough to block your bolt as it flies past.
And that is 9 damage.
Which is just enough. So although you've lifted it high enough, you hit him square between the eyes and he goes down.
Like a sack of potatoes.
Like a sack of potatoes.
Okay.
Go team.
And next, Kingsman.
I shall hit him again.
Go for it.
So this is B2, and I'll shout back at him as well. Do my battle cry roar.
Yep.
And I rolled a natural 1. But
I did my battle roar.
But
Deja vu.
Drop it. When I roll a 1, oh no, that's fine.
It's damage.
Yeah, it's damage. So I've rolled a 1. It's boy.
Still rolled a 1. No.
Boy,
Okay.
touch my sword.
Unfortunately, you don't throw it. Unfortunately, it sort of you're in this confined space, and he's got a great axe, and you've got a greater sword, and you ping off the side of the elevator, and it on the back swing, he manages to duck it, and it sort of rebounds, and that's where you lose control. You lose control of the rebound. You put so much energy into the forward swing. When he bounced off the wall, you've lost complete control. Unfortunately, it's swinging towards Jocelyn, so can you roll something for me, please?
It's a 17 plus 6.
Okay, so the sword manages to slip past Jocelyn's armour and does how much damage?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Well,
bloody hell.
that would have been useful a minute ago.
Bloody hell.
I saved your life and then you just smacked me. Thanks for that.
With a giant sword
Hey.
of death.
It slipped. What can I say?
Oopsie daisy.
So yes, unfortunately, Jocelyn, you get hit squarely in the chops.
Oh,
By
I now
Kingsman's
have
sword.
6 hit points. Thank you.
that's harsh.
It was just like, between.
Twine.
Anything else you want to do, Kingsman?
You've done it enough.
No, not now.
You've done enough.
Kind of lost the moment.
Probably best to not do it.
Okay, Radic, you're next.
Yeah, okay. As this, first bum lord guy falls over, I'm gonna kind of walk to the other side of B2.
Yep.
At the same time I'm walking over his buddy. I'm making a point of that. Axe,
Standing in his rib cage.
landing right on him. Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of do a jump ahead of this. Ooh. So I'm gonna kind of jump and go for the top of his head with the battle axe.
Okay, roll it for me then, please. You get advantage now because you're flanking with Kingsman.
Hell yeah. And I'm jumping. Makes me even better. 25 hit.
25 hits. Roll damage for me.
Oh, I will.
Nice one.
I've come down on top of him with 13.
Hey, that is a painful strike between the shoulder blades that he has definitely noticed. Is there anything else you want to do this round?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So clearly indicating that the threat is now behind him, he turns round and swings his great axe in the direction of Radic. And that was so close to a 20, but was unfortunately an 8. So it only hits armor class 12. Radic, you managed to dodge the blow, making the bugbear even more furious.
Good to be small,
managed to
guys.
miss.
Good to be
He
small.
was obviously expecting, a target the size of Kingsman, and didn't see that when he turned round. So that put him off. Jocelyn, you're next.
I'll try and attack him again.
with the gouge in your flesh. It's like, oh,
Do him. Go on.
finish the bastard.
It's not going to happen. It's another 4.
What the
Okay.
hell?
So again, you just managed to connect with the armor rather than the flesh, and unfortunately, it doesn't do any damage.
Obviously, he's not targeting me.
Indeed.
It's not him killing you either.
Godric, you're up.
Right, I shall cast Ray of Sickness on him.
Okay, so that's the same for you.
Not against the damage, that's only being poisoned. So I have to roll to hit still.
Okay.
And it is a 10 plus 7, which is 17.
Yep, that's a hit.
And he doesn't. The saving throw doesn't affect the amount of damage he takes. It just affects whether he's poisoned or not. He takes 11 damage, and you roll a saving throw, and you've got to be 15 is your save.
That's a 2 on the dice, so that's a fail.
So he is now poisoned.
Yeah.
And that means he's puking his guts out until the end of my next turn.
It's
So the
facing
turn
me, man.
Turn after this, I guess.
Okay, so that's disadvantage on attack rolls. I'll take it.
I can only assume because it doesn't actually say what the effects of poison are, so I assume it's the default effects of poison.
Yeah. Okay, so greenish ray of energy erupts from Godric and strikes the bugbear, and he shrinks in on himself, becoming almost smaller as this weakness and lethargy takes over him. You can see the great axe that he's building drops lower and lower towards the floor, and a darkness spread out across his neck and face, as he's clearly been poisoned. Okay, Kingsman, you're up.
Green around the gills there, buddy.
Did I drop the sword? Or
No, it's clearly still in your grip. Yeah, he just fumbled.
So while he's puking, I will heft the greatsword and see if I can then cleave down.
Okay, don't forget you get advantage on the attack.
I'm done.
I got a 19 plus 6.
19 hits.
5 and 10. 10 points of damage.
Okay, so furious with yourself more than anything else that you damaged your partner in crime, Jocelyn. You use that rage to furiously attack the rear of the bugbear, and you do the killing blow.
Yay!
Cool.
All right.
Cleave his head off.
Go on.
So at the end of that round, the lift doors slide open slightly, and the two slumped figures of the bugbear fall backwards into the opening. And you're back at the Unicorn Estate in Mithril Tower.
Let's get this kid back to his dad.
Very, very quickly. Before anything else appears.
Yeah, before anything else attacks us, because I've run out of spell slots and I've only got cantrips left.
I'll give Jocelyn lay on hands, 5 points of healing.
Feeling guilty.
Pretty much. It's just a sorry for it.
Whoa! Make sure you ask permission there first, yeah?
Okay, back to 11.
Okay, so you make your way back to the Mithril Estate, and as you approach, the guards see you. Obviously, they recognise you as there little less than 2 hours ago. And then as soon as they lay eyes on Caden, they rush over. Master Caden, are you okay? It's so good to see you. And they sort of bund him off you, and one of them takes him inside the estate. The other one sort of beckons you and says, please come with me. The master will want to speak to you. Please come make yourself comfortable. And they sit you again on the veranda where you met Alden previously and Vishtai. After about 10 minutes or so, Vishtai emerges from the estate, and he again congratulates you all. I can't thank you enough for what you've done for my master, and I'm sure he'll want to speak to you all in turn. But for now, the use of the estate is yours. We have made up some guest rooms for you, and I implore you to stay the night. My master will probably not wish to speak to you this evening, but I'm sure when things have settled down in the morning, he'll want to grant you an audience and obviously reward you in some way. So please take this evening to yourselves. Rest up and recover from your wounds here. If you require anything, then please let a member of the staff know.
Good bloody rest, I think, after that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice long rest.
Thank you for your hospitality. We shall take our leaves and go to our rooms and chill.
Okay, so you're shown to your rooms. You have a separate room each, and you have never seen such luxurious accommodations before. The rooms are masterfully decored. There's gilt-edged trimmings in each room. There are bas reliefs of unicorns on the walls. The beds are carved from solid pieces of wood, and they are very, very comfortable. So you enjoy a very.
Suite.
There is a presidential suite. You do enjoy a very comfortable night's rest, so you may click long rest. But before you do, you all increase in level to level 3.
Yay!
And at that point, we'll have a short break, so I can go and get a drink.
Yeah, we.
And then we'll come back.
Cool. Let me remember right. See you again. Back in 5 minutes.
Bye.
And many more.
back.
Okay, welcome back. So before we get back into the action and find out what happens on our second day in Eberron, because this is still only the second day and our second session, we will make a few announcements. So, Dave, if you want to do our announcements, please.
Just a few quick announcements. So we have one of our sponsors is Gaming Emporium, Ed's Gaming Emporium. If you buy anything from eds-gaming-emporium.com and put in the code word of Bob10, you get a 10% discount. Ed's also now one of our badgers and does a range of board games, D&D merchandise, all kinds of geeky stuff, from pin badges to miniatures, the lot. You can check out his store and use the code Bob10, get yourself 10% discount. It's pretty good. Also, we have free D&D. Dan, who owns the company, is also a badger as well. And if you buy for example, go to Hero Forge and purchase it's called an STL file, which is your 3D printout. He's based in the UK. He will print it and send it out to you. Pretty good. A small fee. It's well done. And what else we've got on the list? We've got Eldritch Foundry. You've probably seen this in one of our other feeds. Eldritch Foundry, we do a custom mini giveaway on one of our other channels, so keep an eye out for that one. And we also have Gale Force 9. Now, Gale Force 9 do all our little encounter cards and bits and pieces like that, and also do some fantastic terrain pieces. They've got a special promo going on at the moment. Gale Force 9.
And of course, Gale Force 9 being very important when your internet goes down and you don't have access to D&D Beyond.
Yes, or when your paladin goes up a level and you haven't prepped and you have to go through the cards to tell you exactly what you need. So it comes in very handy. And you'll get these kind of cards in any game store or Amazon or direct from Gale Force 9. You can even pick some of these up from Ed's Gaming Emporium. So you can extra 10% off from that as well. Enjoy. That's it. Over to you, Steve.
Thanks. And Dungeon Fog, obviously, we're doing all our maps in Dungeon Fog at the moment and sharing them online. So it's a great tool to allow us to continue playing whilst we are physically separated. Okay, thank you very much. Right, so straight back into it. You spend a restful night, one of the most comfortable nights of your existence.
As you mentioned, we've swapped. So Radic is now the Dungeon Master.
Excellent.
As I can see on the screen. Jocelyn is now Radic.
You find yourselves in a dark room.
Everyone went to bed okay, but everyone's woken up in different rooms. I have,
Oh my God.
It's still me, so I'm fine. Everyone else, yeah. Okay, we start moving some people.
I didn't go anywhere.
You continue, and we'll see what we can do.
Steve, can you roll initiative for me, please?
I can. Look, a 1.
So you're met by a giant Hydra.
We'll put him over there.
Okay, so you spend a restful evening recovering from your pretty busy day, or pretty busy night the night before. You are breakfasted, you are relaxed, you are cleaned, you make full use of facilities in this sprawling estate within the Mithril Tower. Eventually, sometime around mid-morning, you are summoned to Alden's drawing room. I assume you'll head there in an orderly fashion, and there you assemble in front of Alden and Vishtai. Friends,
why not?
I can't express how grateful I am. I'm shocked that you've managed to do this and that my boy is finally home safe. I really just words escape me, and I'm a man who normally relies on words. I deal with people and politicians, and words are my weapons. but I cannot express my gratitude. Please take this paltry sum in gratitude for now, and we'll try and come to some more long-term arrangement, shall we say, once things have settled down here and we've gone back to normal. Caden is shocked from his experience. He's yet to talk to us, and well, we're trying to give him as much help as possible, and I'm slightly distracted. But please take this for now and take my thanks, and rest assured we'll be in contact again now. There is a condition, obviously. Whatever has gone on here, whatever you've done, I would like to keep my family name out of this as much as possible. I wouldn't like it well known that a man such as myself was struck into such inaction by what occurred. It would leave me seeming weak to both my enemies and those of the other households who are my peers. So please accept this gift, and hopefully you accept my trust. And he hands over a small bag. You can feel the weight of the coins within it. It's a large sum, more gold than you've seen before in your lives. He goes on to say there is also a small magical token of my esteem. It's just devices that we have here in the upper regions of Sharn. They protect us from falling. They're called a feather token. Obviously, living in Sharn at these high levels, and the accidents can occur. I'm sure you've read about it in the papers about people falling from the bridges and falling to their deaths. Well, we keep these small magical tokens about ourselves. They will allow you to float harmlessly to the ground when you activate them. So it's a feather token. The item, you should find it on D&D Beyond that you can add in your equipment.
We get one each.
You get
Feather
one each.
token.
Yeah. Feather token.
Got it. Equipped it. Take note of that, Steve. Equipped it.
Equipped it.
So if you want to have a look in the bags, you estimate there's about 50 gold pieces in there each.
Yes. 50. I say to him, I hope your son is okay. We would be interested when he does start to come around and talk a bit more in what he may have seen down in that dreadful place. So if he does decide to divulge anything you might have seen about what they were digging for down there, we'd be interested in knowing what it was.
To my shame, I may have that information.
Oh.
Although I didn't act in a way that you did, I did employ my own agents to try and find out as much as what was going on in this affair as possible.
Mm.
Investigators rather than spies. The person that approached me in all of this to begin with was a half ogre by the name of Gara. She's in the employ of the Darsk organisation. The Darsk organisation are a new crime syndicate, shall we say, in Sharn. They are made up of the monstrous races that have migrated here after the last war. They've become more and more powerful within the city. The Boromars, who are the Halfling clan, have been losing much power in the lower regions, and the Darsk have been filling that vacuum. It's my understanding that Gara was given a task by one of the sub-Onis, one of the sub-bosses for Sharn, an imposing figure by the name of Nihokoi. He instructed her to find arcane relics in the lower regions of Sharn. So Sharn itself sits over a much older city, one that's filled with old magics and old monsters, and sometimes they've caused such danger to the city proper that they were sealed off. The tunnels were sealed off with magic. Now, somehow, Gara, maybe through blackmail, maybe through some other means, found a way to subvert the elevator in the Unicorn Tower. That subversion allowed them to get down to the old Sharn ruins and there excavate whatever devices or arcane relics they had information that were there. Now, my son was kidnapped in order for to make it necessary to blackmail me on two fronts. Firstly, that I would go and employ Warforged workers to excavate these ruins in search of these ancient relics. But secondly, to provide safe passage for whatever they found through the use of the lightning rail that my family organises and runs. I have an address, and he hands over a piece of paper, and there's an address written on there of an apartment in the Terminus district, which is where the lightning rail station is in Sharn. Gara is there. Whatever objects she has managed to recover from the ruins are also there. It would be in my interest if I could call on you again for your aid, this time in proper employment, this time with the promise of a proper reward. As I say, I run a powerful house and my patronage would do you well in the future. I want Gara destroyed. I want whatever she has found not to fall in the hands of Darsk and be transported out of this city. Please go to that address in Tavik's Landing. Go to the Terminus Lightning Rail Station and put an end and a stop to Gara and whatever is going on with the Darsk organisation at the moment.
Sounds like a proper job.
You know
How
what?
much does he want to pay us to do this?
I can advance you another 50 gold pieces now. In terms of proper payment, then I offer you my patronage for the time being. That will come with a stipend that we can agree upon completion of the work. It will be regular income for yourself, but more importantly, it would give you access to some of the higher echelons within Sharn. The ability to gain more power and make a name for yourself, maybe the ability to gain access to organisations that you wouldn't necessarily be able to approach on your own. That's more of my offer than a pure monetary one.
Sounds like a good deal to me, guys. What do you say?
I'm in.
I'm in.
My axe, my sword.
You know why specifically the Warforged were needed to excavate the ruins?
They're disposable. No one would miss them.
That would make sense with the amount of bodies.
It's common here in Sharn for the Warforged to be disliked. They were created as soldiers, and I guess there is some ill feeling in a lot of aspects of Sharn society towards Warforged. It's an unfortunate situation, an unfortunate truth, but it is true. The Warforged were unlikely to be missed, and that is why I hired them. I didn't want uncomfortable questions.
At least you're honest.
I am ashamed of my actions, so I'm trying to set things right now, hopefully with your help.
Well, I'm willing to give any help I can. I have nothing better to do.
The advance of 50 gold pieces each or shared?
Each.
Yes, we accept. Unless anyone's got any objections.
No, I'm just adding my gold back to my inventory.
Yeah, it's already in the purse.
Yeah, mine's very tucked away right now.
Yep.
It's all in the beard.
Won't go miss. Can you offer us any equipment or aid?
Not directly, no.
Or staff discount?
You get to ride the lightning rail for free.
Oh, we'll get a lightning rail card. I've heard about those. They're almost as wanted as ye olde chicken shop cards.
Ye olde chicken shop cards.
With the
Kentucky Fried ye olde chicken.
This after all is a family estate, not an armory. You know, we don't keep a lot of weapons here. Obviously, my guards are armed, but that's no better than the equipment you currently have. If you wish to turn your gold into items that would make you superior to the forces that you might face, then I would head to some of the markets around Shire. I'm sure you'll be able to find potions and items that you may wish to procure with the gold you have in hand.
No, I have no use for items.
I might like healing potions. I don't want to be smacked again.
Do you happen to have a spare hand axe lying around anywhere?
No.
You've just got enough money to buy like 100 hand axes, haven't you?
I'm going to down the guys. I need that hand axe. No,
I'm guessing we need to go shopping before we embark on the next leg of this adventure.
I would love to go venture through some markets. Do a bit of bartering.
Okay, you can do that. You can head off to the market. You probably find markets. You're not going to find a market at this level. This level is where large procurement is done. You know, at the family level. This is where a large amount of goods and trade goods trade hands. The markets will be at the middle level or the lower level, depending on what you're really looking for.
Now we've got those feather tokens, we could just jump off the edge onto the next level.
You've only got one charge. It's only got one charge on it.
Oh, dear.
Yeah,
it would look spectacular. It would look spectacular, but you might want to save it for.
Is that like one charge a day, or?
No, it's one charge. It's a single-use item.
Oh my god!
Can I buy more of those?
I'd like to buy 17 feathers.
You can. They're a fairly common item in Shire.
If they're common, is that they're cheap?
Yeah, they are cheap.
So he just gave us a shitty feather. He could have given us loads of those things.
you know, there's a market at Tavix Landing. There's a Tavix market that does specialise in produce and goods brought in by farmers generally. There is somewhere a potion shop. I'll get the name of it for you.
Steve, I've got a question.
Yep.
Are you enforcing items for casting spells in a ritual fashion?
No.
Oh, okay. Cool. We're playing on arcade mode. I like that.
we are playing on arcade mode for this one. Yes.
Nice.
It's a short, sharp.
Yeah.
Adrenaline type campaign.
No, cool.
Okay, so there's potion place you can go. There's markets. There's Boron's blades. There's the second-hand strings that sells a variety of budget-based musical instruments. There's a sundry shop. There's the Mage Rights miscellany that deals in spell components and small magical items. That's the sort of place where you'd be buying your feather tokens from. There's the Roll and Conquer. That's Sean's world-famous game store. Deals most of its business in card games and dice games.
I know that place because I get my dice there.
And there is the Old Apothecary. So the old Apothecary is the oldest shop in the bazaar. And the bazaar is the main market in Shan. That is where you'd be going to get all of your herbalist and alchemical supplies and potions.
Personally, lads, I'd like to go to a weapon-based store, but we can go around if you want to get a look elsewhere.
So if you head to Middle Jura, that is where the bazaar is located, and there is a range of shops. So there is Boron's Blades there. That's the armory. You'll be able to get a hand axe there. There's also the old Apothecary. There's Illumination, which is a shop that sells magical lamps, lanterns, candles, and torches. So there's Corin's Quill as well, seller of inks required in the use of scribing spells. So
Kind of
yeah,
market.
Sorry?
What kind of markets are there on the lowest levels?
The lower levels will
Kind
be
of.
dealing in sort of the same sort of stuff, lower quality items, but there is a black market, if that's what you're asking. Yes.
Yeah, just curious.
There is a black market. It's the Goblin market, which is in the cogs.
What kind of black market items?
All sorts of contraband, mostly to do with magical items that are outlawed. You'll also be able to find, drugs and different paraphernalia. Dragon drugs, indeed.
Will they have a wand of Avada Kedavra?
Avada Kedavra. Wand of Avada Kedavra. Yes, Voldemort was born there. Don't you know?
Potter!
Hey, so I take it you're taking your 100 gold pieces and trying to find
130
to the bazaar or lower and try and get various different potions, weapons, or armor.
139 gold pieces.
Potions for me.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think what I actually want.
I think we should see if we can get some kind of healing potions.
Yeah, I was going to say the only thing I can think of is healing potions.
Healing potions and see what might else be available.
Okay. Right, you head out of the estate and you head to where the taxi that brought you here the night before dropped you off. So there's like a main square in the Mithril Tower where you get all of the traffic from the other towers and locations arriving. As you get there, you hear a loud voice shout in your direction. That's the page that should be on. Oh, you need a lift? And as you look up from the deck of a sort of a flat flying barge, it'd be the sort of thing that you'd see floating on, a river, carrying goods. It's quite long. From the deck of that barge is Sergeant Vilroy. And as you look up, the boat lowers itself down to your level as you're crossing a bridge between two of the towers heading back towards where you can pick up a taxi. Come on, jump on. Where are you going? You've caused quite a stir. Tell me all about it.
I hop on the floating barge thing.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So as you get on, Vilroy adjusts the tiller at the back, and the barge sort of increases in elevation and glides away. So you've caused quite a stir with the guard. I mean, Alden Dorian, eh? Well, that's quite some step up from a meeting with me, and 3 hours later you're in his circle. So, what's happened?
Oh, you know us.
Making the right fringe in the right places, just keeping afloat, heads down, that kind of thing.
Come on, don't freeze me out. You must know something. Come on, there's still be some good money here. What's the real deal?
All is fine. Found her. She's fine. That's what you asked?
Yeah, Cole. Yeah, Cole. Yeah. At this point, you sort of get the feeling that took her a little bit of surprise, almost as if she didn't recognise the name.
Mm-hmm. Can I do divine sense?
Yes, if you wish. Yeah. Okay, you don't get a feeling of evil per se. You don't really feel anything, and there's certainly no celestial fiends or undead present. So nothing seems off there. You just think it's a bit off that when you mention Cole, you got a bit of a blase response, rather, Villeroy seems more interested in about your meeting with Alden than she does about the mission that she set you on.
Do we suspect that it might not be the real person?
Maybe.
That's down to you to decide. Just telling you what information you absorb.
I'll cast Detect Magic to see if she, I can't remember if it's a he or a she.
It's the she.
She if she's glowing or anything, see if it's disguised magical origin or something.
Okay, so you're not doing it as a ritual, are you?
No, I just do it as a spell.
Okay, so you burn the spell slot, cast a spell, and you infuse yourself with the ability to absorb magic being emanated by other objects. The vessel you're flying obviously is giving off a massive aura of magical energy, but none of it appears to be emanating from Villeroy. She's not appearing any different than she did before, other than the conversation is currently being steered entirely towards Alden, and Cole's just being skipped over. So come on, tell me what he said. What did he say? What's the offer on the table? Come on, don't freeze me out. We've had good times. I've helped you out. I've given you this job. Let's have a bit of reciprocation, shall we say?
I thought the debt was paid back, Rory.
Well, it's already fine.
Have we got a story that we could just determine whether this is actually Villeroy or not?
Like past shared experiences type thing.
Yeah, something that we all did during the war. During the war.
Well, I guess there'd be a case of how it'd be. The thing we share would be like, how did you save our lives, right?
Yeah, no, I was going to say, she saved our lives, yeah? Why don't we say, do you remember that time we all saved your life? And blah, blah, blah.
Give it a go. That way might be at least.
I say to you haven't been this anxious since we saved your life in that battle of Kalamazoo.
Yeah, it's not anxious. I just I'm a guard in Shan, and we don't get to travel in sort of circles where you're meeting the scions of the heads of one of the 12 family. It's a chance that doesn't come along very often, and I wouldn't see it wasted. We're friends, and you may have saved my life, and I'm just looking for a little bit of a a boost up. I don't know much, and we've got mouths to feed, and come on, don't freeze me out.
I got 5 kids to feed. I'm smelling some BS.
We got the bitch.
Right. I say to Villeroy, we never saved your life. You saved our lives. You're not Villeroy.
So she looks at you with squinted eyes, pulls the tiller to one side, which causes the boat to veer over, almost sort of a type of a roll. And with that, slightly changing as she does so, her features melting away from the familiar form of Villeroy and becoming this sort of blank, greyish template with dark eyes, almost oval-shaped, sharp, pointy teeth filling mouth. She steps over the railing, and as the boat travels forwards, unmanned at the helm, becoming a bit unstable. You'll find your feet fairly easily and without any danger, but you see what was formerly Vilroy and now clearly a changeling floating down through the layers of bridges in Sharn into the distance.
Can I cast a spell at her before she goes?
And can I race?
I've
to
got a
steady the
range of
boat?
240 feet.
You can hit her at 240 feet. Yes, there will be some cover because there's a lot of buildings and bridges, and it is currently unstable. So you can take your choice. You either roll with disadvantage, or I'll give her cover and add to her armor class.
Can I grab?
I've got spell sniper, so I can do up to 3/4 covers without any disadvantage at all.
Fair enough then. Okay, that's fine.
So I will cast Chill Touch at her and roll a natural 20 on 27. That's 27 to hit. Yep. I still don't like the way the dice says B. I understand why they did it, but Christ. And that is 6 points of damage on a D8. But as it's a 20, I think it does more, doesn't it, or something?
It doubles.
Yeah.
So that's 12 points of damage, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this spectral hand issues forth and basically grabs her, forming completely around her body, and she stiffens up and becomes rigid, almost like a rigor mortis type strain upon her face. She continues to float downwards. The hand dissipates at the end of that turn, and she disappears behind a bridge. You don't see her reappear. Kingsman and Jocelyn, between the two of you, you manage to get to the tiller and steady it so the boat steadies out and continues forwards. Can the pair of you make a perception check for me, please?
Natural 1.
21.
2 so far.
Mm-hmm.
21, did you say, Jocelyn?
Badass.
Yeah, no more than that.
What's up?
Okay, so you notice as you're sort of so I'm going to take Vilroy off. I'll put you there. Kingsman, I'm going to move you to there, and I'll leave. You would have to have been at the back of the boat because you shot. I'll leave you there, Relic.
Yep.
You see Jocelyn, 2 gnolls. I don't know if you can see that on the screen now. Can everybody see that?
Can see something, yeah.
I can see half a boat with us on it.
Right, okay, 2 seconds.
Oh,
I've got a G3 and a G5.
Yeah, that's it. I hadn't set the walls to be transparent, so it's an open deck boat, so you can see off the sides. I couldn't find a background colour that looked like sky, so I went for just black with stars.
blue.
Which kind of looks like the normal background that's black.
Yeah.
So bear with me 2 seconds.
Bear with.
Right. Okay, so I've now changed my background to what you're seeing, which is gnoll creatures flying on these glowing green discs. And you see 2 of them rise up alongside either side of the vessel. So that's Jocelyn saying that, Kingsman, you didn't see it. Gildor, you're concentrating currently on casting Godric, yeah, sorry, I'm going to keep getting it wrong.
G&G, isn't it? That's right.
It's the G&G, yes, exactly. So it's the fact that you're casting the spell at her meant that you didn't notice this was going on. So they've risen silently either side of the vessel, and they're going to take a shot at Kingsman and Godric. So Kingsman is a miss with a longbow. It was an armor class 11, so that pings off your shoulder. But Godric, it was a 20, not a natural. A 17, so that's a 20 to hit. And you take 5 points of damage as a feathery arrow hits you in the side.
A feathery arrow.
Okay, initiative, please.
5 points damage.
Apologies for shooting off, guys.
I'm
Children. 8.
Oh, all the people are in the wrong seats again.
What?
Godric, what did you get?
23.
Oh, what a beast. What a beast.
Beast.
And
I'm
Kingsman.
half dead, mind you, but
What a beast.
Kingsman's doing celebrity squares at the moment, aren't you?
Yep,
celebrity
wow.
squares. Boop, 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 boop.
No, wrong one. Do.
Go on, you can if you speak, I can hear you.
I'm waiting for you to tell me what you got for initiative.
If
Oh,
you
sorry.
build it,
20,
they will
I've got
come.
18 plus 2.
Okay, Godric, go first.
Right, I'm a little bit pissed off that G5, I assume, hit me.
G5 did hit you, yeah.
So I am going to give him the finger, which is how I cast Chromatic Orb at second level.
Orb.
And that is 13 plus 7. Does that hit?
It does hit, yes.
And because it's at second level, it does 4d8 damage.
Yep.
And that does 19 damage.
19 damage. Okay, so again, fire erupts from your finger.
Yeah, just assume it's always fire.
It shoots out towards the knoll, hit him square in the shoulder, and you get the nasty stench of burnt dog. Still standing though, looks a little bit more hurt than angry, but still going strong as he goes to knock another arrow to his bow. Anything else you want to do? You want to move?
No, I think that's it. I can't really do anything else.
Well, you can move if you wanted to.
Oh yeah. Who do I hide behind? Let's have a look.
He's got no.
I'll move in between Kingsman and the crate.
Just
In a place
Ba-dum.
a block of wood.
I just hope it's not a crate full of dynamite.
I would fuck. Don't cast anything fiery.
Okay, Kingsman, you're up.
What I want to do is I'm going to move over to Radic. Do we know what's in these barrels? Is what I'm thinking
No.
is heft up a barrel and then throw it.
You can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to go south. So 7 o'clock of Radic.
Just there.
Yep. Pick up that barrel to the north of me and then pelt it at G3. Just hurl it at him. Shiver and
Okay.
knock him off the floaty green.
Floaty green.
Platform.
Right. What I need you to do for me is make a strength check, please, because this is a filled barrel.
Oh, okay. Is there an empty one nearby?
You would have to spend all your actions.
It's not bad. I got 21.
I was going to say, don't
That's
say a
with my
1.
strength. Yeah. I got
Okay, so
21.
you easily, even though this is filled with some form of liquid, You can hear it sloshing around inside as you lift it physically above your head. You then, flex your arms behind your head to throw it in the direction of the knoll, but you are going to need to make me an attack roll, please.
Do I get any bonuses to add?
Yeah, I'll allow you to make this as a melee type attack, so you still get your strength bonus to it, but you won't get your proficiency bonus because it's a non-proficient weapon. Okay,
so dice is 18.
Yeah.
And then what do you want me to add on
top? +4 for strength.
+4 for strength.
Yeah, so you hit an armor class of 22.
22.
Which is good enough to hit. You hit the knoll squarely in the chest. So first off, I'd like you to roll 2d6 for damage, please, plus your strength bonus.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, to be fair, is that is going to set the difficulty rating of the dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
So I rolled a 15 on the dice. So he manages to keep his balance on the disc. He has been knocked prone, so you see him fall to the ground on the disc itself, and it loses speed somewhat, so it will start to fall behind because the vessel you're on is moving forwards throughout all this constantly. So you've knocked him off his balance and he's fallen behind, but you didn't manage to knock him off. But you did do 7 points of damage.
Cool.
Nice one.
Did it look like they can be knocked, separated?
Yes,
or they're like
they certainly can.
Okay.
Yeah, so essentially you knocked him from his feet and he had to scrabble to grab the side of the disc before falling off.
Mm-hmm.
Good hit.
It was just his ability to be able to do that rather than your throw. It was a good throw. That does mean that barrel that was providing Radix some cover is now gone. Okay.
Oh, Radix.
Such a team player. Oh, Radix, there you are.
Go hide behind the next one, and I'll.
Radix, let me get this barrel out the way so you can see properly.
Oh me.
Is this on your way?
Okay, so that one does fall away. So for the purposes of the rest of this fight, we'll say it can't catch up. Right, so that is one off the field for the time being. But another 3 appear.
As if by magic, the shopkeeper appears.
So G1 will take a pot shot at you, Kingsman. That's armor class 16, so that pings off your armor harmlessly. G2 will take a shot at Radic, rolling a 19 on a dice. So that is 6 points of damage. Radic, please, as you're hit by the arrow from the longbow that the Noel is firing. G5 is going to take a pot shot at Godric, hitting armor class 20.
No, it missed. I'm joking.
And doing 6 points of damage.
Yep,
and
no worries.
The last one, G4, is also going to take another shot at Radic. So he fancies his luck.
Fancy some dwarf.
And misses completely. The arrow shoots wide. Okay, that's Noel's over. Jocelyn, you're up.
I'm not sure what I can do from there. Roderick, what are your hit points?
10.
How many are you missing?
13.
You're only missing 3, that's not bad.
No, I'm missing 13. Yeah, so 23 total, 10 at the moment.
So I can't do anything particularly useful from this position. Can I go lay on hands 5 on Godric?
Yeah,
Ooh.
you can. Yep,
I give you permission.
I give you permission.
How many, sorry?
5.
5.
5.
Nice, thank you very much.
I can't really do much else from there.
Have you got any ranged weapons?
No. I have a shield and a sword.
You could try
Okay, that's
throwing
one
one
thing
of
we
the
need to get
crates
the
next
shops in.
round.
Let me just pick the crate up.
You can't do it now because you used your
Yeah.
action to heal Godric, but next round you could try throwing a crate. You've seen Kingsman do that now, so you know it's possible.
I can, but what will likely happen is I will then drop it on my head and collapse on the floor.
Okay, do you want to move anywhere, or are you going to stay there?
I'm happy here. I've got cover from two sides.
Okay. Relic. I bet you're wishing you had an extra hand axe now.
Redick is contemplating a move that he
The barrel throw?
is going to regret. He wasn't a barrel throw.
The Relic throw.
Just a question.
I'll pick Relic.
Yes, you can attempt to jump from the boat onto one of the discs if that's what you're going to
Oh
ask.
no.
I have a feather token. It's okay
Yeah,
if I
it's
miss.
The only thing to consider is if you miss, yes, you will be all right, but you'll be completely out of the fight.
Well, the plan was I was going to jump onto G1, grapple him at the same time, and kind of and
Okay.
nick his disc. That's kind of the plan.
It's going to be that's going to be an athletics check, isn't it? What's your athletics like?
I can
+6.
assist.
Oh,
How does it go?
nobody
How's it go?
touches a dwarf.
How does it go? Don't tell the elf.
Yeah.
Can I please jump over to G1?
Don't tell the wizard.
Don't tell the wizard. Yeah, don't.
The wizard will see it.
No, you're busy.
You
you're
weren't very
busy.
athletic jumping over crates in the first round, I don't. That'd be
Oh
interesting.
yeah,
we're gonna
you
throw
fell
him
over the crates.
You couldn't jump over the crates, let alone 10 feet over.
Listen.
Oh, good idea.
I think we're gonna go with it, and we're gonna hope. I've got good athletics. This is the annoying thing. I want to use it. So,
That's in
DM,
the
I
dwarf
am
Olympics.
running and jumping for the G1, please. I want to grab him.
This is either going to
Okay.
be epic or really sad.
Okay,
Got
so
that lax on the back.
you start your run. You
do.
take 2 steps forward. You attempt to place your foot on the top rail. So make me an athletics check, please.
Do this. Come on, you
Just
bastard.
slip straight away.
Oh, 24.
Okay, so you take the 2 prideful steps forward after your abysmal chase scene from session 1 yesterday.
We don't talk about session 1.
You stomp down hard on the top round, launch with all your might towards G1, giving it the full commitment to making this leap. You do manage it, and you land squarely into G1. So you are now grappling him for power and control of this disc.
Yes.
So can you make me an athletics check, please? So this is now an opposed roll.
18.
I rolled an 8 on the dice, so you are winning the grapple. So next round you'll be able to take an action.
Yeah, you
Okay,
will
so for
Nice
now,
one.
you are
Nice one,
on the
Relic.
disc.
Yes, I'm on a disc.
I'm on
Do
it.
you know how to drive it?
No.
So
we'll do that next turn.
in my head, in Left 4 Dead, in Left 4 Dead 2, you know, you get the jockeys that jump
Yeah.
on your shoulders like that. That's what that looks like.
That's what's in my head as well. I'm just kind of grabbing him. Yes. Go.
You've got this knoll by the ears, and you're steering him.
Oh, Redick. Such a good
Okay. Godric.
Right, I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb at G5, first level.
Yep.
And let's get rid of that spell slot. That is a 19 plus 7, which is 26.
That's a hit.
It's not bad damage either. It's 763, which is 16.
Tasty.
Okay, so another orb of fiery energy shoots out, hitting the knoll. He goes down to one knee, looking weak and exhausted. He's definitely on his last legs, still managing to control the disc somehow, but definitely looking like he's seen better days.
God damn!
Anything else you want to do?
I don't think I can do anything else, really, can I? I can't cast a cantrip as a bonus action, can I? No. There's nothing else I could do then. I'll have to concentrate on getting some spells that I can do in bonus actions.
How are the discs going up? Is it just magic, the discs?
Well, you're going to need to tell me what you want to do when it's your turn to drive it.
Right.
It's going to be like one of those. What are they called? Yeah, what they changed the name to hoverboard, didn't they? But but it's going to be like one of them, but in the air.
You're going to go back, forth, left, right.
Oh dear.
Right, Kingsman, you're up.
Okay, so it seemed to work. So I'll do the same thing. I will grab the next barrel and throw that at G2.
Get rid of all the cover.
A strength check for me, please, followed by a roll to hit.
Okay. 15 plus 4, 19.
Yep. Again, you managed to lift it bodily above your head. This one isn't filled with liquid. It sounds like it's filled with nails.
Oh, lovely. And then roll to hit, yeah?
Yeah.
19 plus unarmed is... plus 4 is the strength.
Yeah, that's a definite hit. Roll damage for me, 2d6 plus a strength bonus.
6, 4, 5, 6, 7 again.
Okay, saving throw, which I fail. So the barrel shatters on impact with the Gnoll's chest, and he's thrown bodily backwards off the disc.
Yeah.
It plummeting down with a scream. He doesn't fall slowly. He obviously hasn't been issued with a further token. He's off and down.
Cool. What happens to the discs?
Nailed disc.
So the disc stops moving immediately. Yeah, it goes into sort of disassociated drone mode. It just goes into hover. So fortunately, the Gnoll that Radic is driving has got enough sense about him to avoid being hit by the disc that's now suddenly come to a halt just in front of him from when you made G1 fall off. So that's okay. Is there anything else you want to do? Sorry, before it's my go.
Okay, so can I use the rest of my movement to go to the right-hand side and take cover?
Just there.
Is there any direct horizontally to the right, not another barrel? How much cover is on the side of this boat?
0. There's a waist-high safety rail. That's it. It's a flat-decked barge.
Okay, so that's fine. I'll stay there and then try and get some cover, sort of duck down or crouch behind the barrel.
Yeah, if you want to, you can go there. You've still got enough movement to get there. That will give you cover. So the barrels on the deck operate as cover if you crouch behind them.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
And there's no one else around now that I can get to the front. There's just those two that I can see now, and Radic.
Correct.
Cool. Fine.
Okay, so this turn, the Gnolls, having seen your devastating approach to getting rid of them, will move and land on the deck. So they move the discs next to the boat and then step off, and then the discs float away. So this Gnoll will move to attack you in hand-to-hand combat, and this one will move to attack Jocelyn. So I'll rotate in a minute, but the other one, the third one, attempts to grapple you back, Radic. I rolled a 14, so that's a 16 in total. Can you roll me an opposed athletics check, please?
Me?
Oh, 13.
No, Radic.
Sorry.
13.
13. Okay, so he manages to break free of your grapple enough to take control of the disc, to return you both to the vessel. So you both sort of stumble onto the vessel. That's his action over. But I still need a G4 attack on Kingsman.
G4.
That's a 19 on the dice. No, it's 19 on the dice.
You sunk my battleship.
He bites you.
Oh, you little
And-
bastard.
Vicious little shit.
And
Dirty
does
dog.
Yeah.
4 points of damage. And G5 attacks Jocelyn for 18 armor class.
Yeah.
Jocelyn, does that hit? Yeah. And that's 2 points of damage, again from a bite. Okay, that's my go over. So Jocelyn, you're up.
Kick his ass.
I want to just swing my sword at D5.
Go for it.
18.
That is a hit.
Is it just one of the other ones? Yeah. Okay, nope, because I got 0.
That's 10. So that's 14 damage.
Cool.
Nice.
Very nice.
So you finish him off. He slumps to a heap in front of you.
Yay, good one. Nice one, Justin.
Anything else you want to do? Do you want to move or anything?
No, I seem quite content in this spot for the entire fight. I'll just remain here for a moment.
Okay. You are also steering the boat, so
Oh,
you
yeah,
keep it
that's
on an
a
even
good point.
keel.
In one-
Oh yeah, please don't leave.
Right, Redick, you're up.
Okay, well, I guess we've kind of had a stumble, right? So as I exit the stumble, I grab my battle axe from my back, and I do a swing straight into the gnome. 1.
Yep, go for it.
That is going to be a hit. Hit him with 21.
21 hits. Roll for damage, please.
Damage of 12.
Yep.
And I am going to also use one of my superiority dice and go for which one's it called? A precision attack and roll an additional D8 on him as well.
Okay.
Which does an extra 8 damage to him.
20 points of damage.
Nice.
Okay, you hit him in a nice soft spot between the plates of his armor. It was especially painful. He didn't like that one bit.
I'm glad.
Okay, anything else you want to do?
No, I'll leave it there.
Okay, Godric.
I am going to shoot G1 with a Chromatic Orb of 2nd level.
Okay, go for it. Roll to hit, please.
That was very nearly a 20 again, but it is a 17 total.
That is a hit. Roll damage for me.
And that is 17 damage as well. That's
Nice.
weird.
Okay, you set the entire back of the old creature's armor, clothing, everything alight. Hair goes up in flames and he goes screaming to the ground in pain. He's off the field.
Yes! Burning dog smell. Ugh, phew.
Ew, fucking hell, I'm sorry, guys.
Kingsman, sorry, did you want to move or anything?
No, I'll stay where I am because I can hit the other one from where I am anyway.
Yeah, okay. Kingsman, you're up.
Okay. Yeah, pick to fight. So Greatsword comes out.
Yep.
Who's this? G4. 15 plus 6. It's got a hit.
Is it? Yep. Roll for damage, please.
3, 4, 5, 9.
Nice. Come on. Get
Okay,
in
so
there, Kingston.
with a satisfying shating, you get the weapon out and you do a hefty cleave into his side.
His great sword's called Keith Lemon.
Yeah.
Ding!
My greatsword is called the Watcher.
Oh, nice. Should have called it the Keyhole after Keith Lemon's show.
This guy likes Keith.
So you do damage. He's still looking fairly healthy.
Can
He's not taking
Oh,
much
okay.
damage before that.
I was going to say, can I boot him off? But okay, don't worry.
No, this wasn't like when you fought the goblins. These are a bit hardier and tougher. You don't make as much inroads to their innards as you do on the goblins.
Fair enough.
Do you want to move?
No, I will stay, but I will cast as a bonus action Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay. All right, my turn. So he seems intent on squaring up to you. He pulls a short spear and goes to stab you. Only hitting armor class 15, so ineffectually gets redirected from your chest armor. Sparks shoot off, but it doesn't do any damage. That's his go. Jocelyn.
Can I do the trying to blind him thing, or I just do a minor illusion to cast a sort of massive blackness?
Yep, you can do that.
Seeing as I don't really want to go away from the helm.
Yep, that's fine. So you use your dragon tattoo to cast a spell. You drop a layer of blackness over him. Unfortunately, I rolled a nat 20 on the dice, so that's taken that out of battle, but he manages to avoid it. So the blackness you sort of put in one place rather than managing to cast it on him. So it harmlessly moves into the distance as the boat moves forwards. So unfortunately, it didn't have any effect.
I'm staying put.
Okie dokie. Reddick.
I am going to head behind G4 to get an advantage on him flanking.
Go for it.
I'm going to get my trusty axe out. We like my trusty axe, and we're going to go for a normal swing as always. This time I hit with 10.
And that was with advantage.
Oh no, it wasn't. Stupiding me. 11. It went the right way.
It did go the right way. Unfortunately, it still misses.
It still misses. Okay, then I will action surge because I've got that still, and I'll go again. And if it's this time, I'm just gonna have to the axe overboard. 22.
It's hit.
Wait. We're gonna roll damage. Damage is 11.
11.
Okay. You sink your axe between his shoulder blades after the first one swings harmlessly wide. Okay, that's your go over. Godric.
First level Chromatic Orb, funnily enough. I rolled 15.
15 hits.
Ah, okay. Wasn't expecting that. For 14 damage.
14 damage. How do you want to do it?
Yeah! Well, it's just a fiery chromatic orb, so I guess he looks like he spontaneously combusts.
He does. He bursts into flames and disperses gently into the wind as a cloud of ash.
Kind of Avengers Infinity War style.
Pretty much.
Awesome.
Okay, you successfully managed to fend off the Knoll attack, even though Vilroy, whoever it was that was posing as Vilroy, managed to get away. So you find yourselves gently floating through the Towers of Sharn on the deck of this barge. We'll decide where you want to navigate to next week. Not next week, in 2 weeks' time at our next session. And we'll finish there.
Yay!
Hey.
Well done,
Cool.
guys. Good sesh. Good fights there.
Yeah, it was good.
Enjoyed that. And leveling. Woohoo!
Yep. So level 3 now. Yeah, we got through more than I thought you would tonight, actually.
Nice one. Efficient team.
Good. That's because we're getting back in the swing of it. You see, it's been 5 years. The military training kicks in.
Yeah. All comes back to you.
Yeah.
Like riding a bike.
You've definitely seemed to paired off, and you got your two units going on.
Yeah, seems good, doesn't it?
There's a few kinks to be ironed.
Yeah, I don't like that fighting in enclosed spaces. Don't know what that's about. If I'm not 100 feet away from my target, I don't like it.
I don't want to play.
Yeah.
Okay, right, well done. So we'll pick up in 2 weeks. We can decide where you want to head to. You know, we want to go shopping first or head off to Tavex Landing and the Terminus District.
If shopping is an option, I think definitely we can pick up some gear.
Yeah. Especially seeing as we can sell a barge now.
Yay!
And whatever, I mean, we got liquid and nails.
Well,
So let's
we
see
had
what else we've got to flog.
we had more than someone.
What about the
chocolate
glowing
balls.
discs next to the boat? Now we've
Oh,
killed the
no,
drivers.
they're on
Can
the,
we-
they're
No,
on the deck.
There's
Ah.
3 on deck.
No,
What if we can use those?
they floated in next to the boat, stepped off, and then they drift away.
Oh,
I
God.
worked so hard on one of them.
So you can fly around and go and collect them if you want, but they don't
Right,
actually move unless you're riding them.
Oh, yeah, I think we should collect them up, definitely.
Gotta roll up. in,
I
like,
think we should.
minutes.
Yeah.
I also
So
quite
definitely.
like your idea, Steve, of putting that image behind you, because that just keeps, especially that one, the action shot.
Mm.
Yeah, it
That
was
just
good.
keeps it focused. That was nice.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is find images that go with like some of the elements of the battle, and this is one that's on the official D&D site for one of the wallpapers for Eberron Rising from the Last War. It's not the picture that's in the Beetle and Grimm book. I think I did find a copy, but the resolution weren't good and it didn't look very good as a background. But there's a few. The one I had previously was also one of the official D&D wallpapers. So this is another version of the Sharn wallpaper. The one I previously was Sharn at night. And then there's that one, which is one of the flying vessels approaching Sharn.
Cool.
I like it.
So I'm glad that worked. All right, thanks very much. Thank you for playing. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, really did enjoy that one. That was good.
Definitely.
I'm being seduced into the world of magic users, and I don't like it. No, I do like it.
I'm back now.
So you talking about bonus spelling, casting bonus spells or spells as bonus actions. If you want to do that, you have to be a sorcerer.
Ah, okay.
Because I've got that in the Avernus Rising game.
Yes, that's where I think I picked it up from. Yeah.
That is
From watching
good.
that. But I quite like the fact that I seem to have quite a lot of spell slots already at 3rd level. Got 4 first level and 2 second level, so I think that's quite good.
Yeah, it is, and that's where you miss out on, like for Warlock, you only get like 1 spell slot or 2 spell slots until like 5th level or something like that, and sorcerers get less spell slots as well. So it's give and take.
Unless less, I think it's less spells overall, isn't it? The choice of
Yeah.
the list is much smaller. Yeah. Cool.
It is. I enjoyed that, and like I say, we got through everything, which was good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. It was fun.
So
That's
next
free
time-
fights, man. Free fights.
So next time we do a bit of shopping, if that's what you want to do, and then we'll head over to Terminus and
Sell our barge.
play that scenario. So you barge, make some cash,
Yeah, sell the barge, definitely.
The discs
All of a sudden, we own a barge.
and the nails and the liquid. A fortune.
And the floating discs.
The floating discs.
Yeah, we'll collect them up, definitely.
Are they big enough to just be put on our back like a shield, or are they just like really, really heavy?
Or you can just ride like a skateboard everywhere. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Can we equip them?
If you can use them if you want to just basically glide everywhere.
Yeah, they kind of like
That's fun.
hoverboards with
Right.
altitude.
Yeah, that's exactly what I like. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's crowded, you can go across everybody's heads, and that so you wouldn't have to deal with crowds.
If we have time to learn to use them properly, they'd be really efficient.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I don't like the idea of saying, "Oh yeah, we stick them in our backpacks," and then we pull them out for the first time when it's desperate, and it's like, yeah, you've got to roll like loads of acrobatics checks to make sure that you can control it. It's like, no.
Kingsman in the corner, Godric upside down.
Yeah.
Me underground and Jocelyn having a whale of a time.
Radic in orbit.
Radic, come down. I don't know how. And my accent keeps changing as well. I go from like a Brit to a Scotsman. No, I know. I feel Dave struggle with it.
Maybe he's from the borderlands.
Yeah, bit of both. My mum's a halfling elf. I don't know.
It was going to be entertaining to find out what would have happened if I landed back on the deck and you'd managed to grapple the knoll off of the disc and you was left on it on your own.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
I was ready. I was ready for anything. I'm impressed. I was really impressed, mate. That is me.
I can't believe you've made it.
Made up the tumble. Yeah, I can make that though, but I couldn't jump a crate in the middle of a street.
Yeah.
What is this? It's fucking awful. I'm warmed up now. Like you guys were saying, it's all come back to me.
Yeah.
How much of a circuit performer I was. Back in the day. I used to be one of the high ropes.
Oh dear.
Trapeze.
Flying Graysons.
Yeah. Over a pit of snakes.
Yeah, brilliant. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the whole campaign.
Okay, that's good. So next time, there's quite a lot in the next couple of bits. So definitely 2 sessions in the next bit.
Oh, cool.
Maybe 3. So
Nice. Okay.
then we'll see after that. We'll probably get through all of that then, and then we can tack some of the encounter of the week stuff on as well.
Nice.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
I've heard that I want to be going back to the office until October, so it'll be fun. I've done a few of that, Dave. Big Dave's dead.
Well, I think it's just wait and see.
Wait and see.
Still in mourning at his hair. Oh, don't worry, Dave. It'll grow back. Don't worry. Don't worry, man.
My mini Mo's gone. My mini Mo.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't keep that. It was good. I liked it.
Well, because the missus was moaning about it, so then I shaved it off, and she goes, "Oh, you look a bit hard now." I was like,
God damn it!
I missed the Mo.
I did this for you. I missed the Mo.
So yeah, I'm gonna grow it back in. Just keep this bit shaved and just that bit.
Dye it blue or green. Pierce your nose. Pierce your lip. I'll sort you out. like
my state for that. Could you?
You'd be like my very own Sims character. I don't know that.
See the green crystal now.
Yeah. Yes, mate.
Right. So that's it then for this week.
That's it for this week. Yep.
Right.
So yeah, back in 2 weeks' time. So thank you for playing. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for having us.
And so yeah, I guess at one of the future sessions for this campaign, we'll sort out the 3D&D offer.
Yeah, we'll
as
get it
well,
all
so we've got-
confirmed. So no spoilers for the audience, but yep.
No
Yes.
spoilers.
Offers on our other campaigns. If you want to go and look at the Avernus Rising campaign or the Road to Baldur's Gate campaign, a couple of offers on there. put words in the comment section and subscribe. And you have a chance of winning an Eldritch Foundry Mini for the Avernus Rising campaign, or a Ed's Gaming Emporium voucher for the Road to Baldur's Gate campaign. So that's worth doing. And we can all enter as well.
Yeah.
Kirsty just sent like a big picture of the Viking. Like, yeah, but
That's
it's
a
going to take
good
a long
That's
time to
Ragnar.
grow.
That's Ragnar, that is.
Ooh, that's good
Is it
inspiration.
Ragnar Lothbrok?
It is indeed.
Hmm.
That's right, Dave. You get that, mate. Not keeping me away from you. He's on my list.
Give it a few years. Grow it in.
He's one of the if I was.
Tattoo that bit. Right. Good game, all. Good night.
Yes, good game.
session.
Good
See you all
game.
in 2 weeks' time. And thank you very much for watching. Tune in.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.